I need them. I need them in my life, dude. Just $40,000. Come on, man.
Look, if I had 40 grand for those shoes, I'd be wearing those shoes.
Nah, I don't think you'd suit them.
What brand were they?
Okay.
Were they Jordans?
They're Nike.
Oh, they're Nike.
Nah, they're just Nikes. They're the Mighty McFly's, dude. They're ridiculous. They have lights in them, and then they're self-lacing for some fucking reason.
I mean, how old are you? You should be able to do up laces on your shoes, man.
Yeah, but what if I don't have to?
Just get like Velcro ones, like a 5-year-old.
It's like I should be able to read Yellow Pages too, but Google is so convenient. You know what I mean? Like,
I remember when I was like...
it's not that I can't, it's that I
Yellow
don't want
Pages.
to. Yeah, dude, you remember those?
I remember
right?
I was in like year
That big
2 at
thick
school.
thing you used to kill bugs with?
Mm-hmm.
I was so angry that... Like, I was like, oh, I gotta wear laces now. I was like, why doesn't everyone wear Velcros? It's so much more easier. This is the future right here.
I mean, it is. Astronauts wear this shit.
Just replace the buttons on all your clothes with Velcro.
You're just wearing onesies.
I guess as you get older, like, if you had like
Or
front
stripper
Velcro,
clothes.
the Velcro
Or
catches chest here.
oh, fuck yeah. They're like the fucking Cesaro suit.
Yeah, that's the
I
dream,
know the
right?
best thing. The first time he came out in that was the greatest. That was the greatest thing.
I mean, it was the start of his male stripper gimmick, but
I'm okay with that. He's in very good shape.
he is.
I'm okay with watching that. No, it's not a problem.
Before a match. Just bring back the baby oil.
Yeah. Just get like the fucking Randy Orton or The Rock in there, covered in baby oil. I'm surprised those two could ever wrestle each other without like just slipping
Just
off.
sliding off.
Yeah, just no friction. Oh man.
So how deep are you in? Oh, sorry, go on.
I was on The Rock. Isn't he going for president in 2020? Was that a thing, or was that just a...
Okay,
Apparently.
So no, it's a legit thing. Like someone filed the paperwork, but allegedly it wasn't him or anyone involved with him. Someone else just filed the paperwork for him.
He'd win.
So
He
what
would.
be Kanye and The Rock going against each other? Oh, and
Like,
No, because I feel like Kanye would run Democratic, and I feel like The Rock would run Republican.
yeah, he is Republican. They said that.
That'd be hilarious. That'd be like, don't, I'm going for my second term. It's like, we don't want you to do it. We'd rather The Rock did it. Which, to be fair, is like,
he just has more political experience.
if anyone comes to you and goes, we really want you to do it, we'd rather The Rock do it. No matter what it was they were asking me, I'd be like, yeah, fair enough.
That's fair.
Like, yeah. it's like,
Doesn't matter what.
that makes sense. That makes
Like,
sense.
I got to admit,
believe you.
he'd be better at it as well. So
He
it
probably
doesn't matter.
will.
Doesn't matter
Probably.
what it is.
I mean,
We can't say definitely. We'd say probably. He might get it obviously be like, right, nukes for everyone. And be like, wait, what? Like,
I don't know. Maybe like fitting through small doorways.
yeah.
Getting stuff on the bottom shelf.
It's probably easier
Yeah.
for Donald Trump to buy suits because he doesn't have to get them tailored to his biceps.
That's true. That's true.
So it'll be really annoying for whoever has to do the president's wardrobe. That'll
you
get
could
more.
just start wearing sleeveless suits.
He'll make like the Under Armour tracksuit with like a tuxedo on the front.
He's got an Under Armour sponsorship.
He does. He has his own sneaker.
But not a Marty McFly sneaker.
No, but it's not worth $40,000. So, dude, fucking Kevin Hart has his own shoe as well.
Really?
Comedian. Yeah, he has a Nike shoe. I don't know because
Sure.
he's super into fitness.
Is again, this is things I am learning right now.
I'm looking it up now.
He does. I know a little bit about sneakers. This is a thing that I have knowledge about.
It's good. You can be the sneaker contact.
Sure.
So because of my few stints in hospital, Amanda felt bad on me. I've got new Jordans coming.
Nice.
Yeah.
What ones?
I don't know. They're a surprise.
Did you see the Super Nintendo ones?
I did.
Yes.
Dude, they look sick, except there's only 10 of them and they're $1,200. But like,
Hey,
otherwise,
you could get 3 pairs for the same price the Marty McFly sneakers would cost you.
you could get 1,000,000 pairs. Maybe not, but still, like at least 20 pairs.
I don't
That's like
like his sneakers. I don't like them.
Which one, the Rocks ones or
Kevin
Kevin
Hart's.
Hart's? No, I don't like them either. I don't like the writing all over them. I think it's silly.
What does it say?
But,
Health is wealth.
I don't know. I haven't read his sneakers.
Work is inspire. Like, have you read my shoes? Yeah.
I like when you see people doing like the Yeezys, and it's like, oh, you can't get them. They sell out so quickly. So if you want like white Yeezys, it's like $2,800. It's like, I'll buy the replicas. I'll buy the Chinese ones that cost like $80 and be like, they're essentially the same, except I spent $80, not $2,800. It's like, I feel like I've won, even if they're not original. It's like,
yeah, it's a moral victory, right?
I still feel like I've come out on top of that exchange. Like,
I'm not
Like-
oh, by the way, everyone can say, hey, everybody. Hey, where we going?
Oh, hi everyone.
Yeah.
yeah, no, I'm watching the stream. I see when it goes. I see when it goes live.
Well, you should see me on Skype. As soon as you see that pop up, that's us.
Yeah, but I don't like to look at you.
Oh, fair point. Yeah, I don't blame you.
So yeah,
I've got new glasses coming in too because these pick up the green screen. I'm not on a island. Everybody, surprise, green screen. These pick up the green screen. I get a terrible reflection.
I could see it.
Yeah, it's so bad. I gotta. Yeah,
Where am I?
this
where
is
are
the
my gunners?
future. We
I
got
don't know where those are.
Rock running for president and non-reflecting glasses. It's great.
Yeah.
Future.
And Marty McFly sneakers.
Hi, Luke.
Still no. Oh, hey, Luke. Here you go.
Never said hey. Don't introduce you or
It's
anything.
fine.
Just,
It's fine.
just ramble on about your green screen and your new glasses, you prick. You
They're not.
self-centered.
They're Everyone picked them for me. We're not
jealous now.
interviewing yet. This isn't Luke's. This is
Did you get
our
any-
time.
Luke, you got any more tattoos other than that one fancy one you've still got on your arm?
Actually, yes, I do. I got this one not too long ago.
Oh,
nice.
shit, son! Did it suck on the edge of your elbow?
Jesus Christ, it's the single most painful thing I've ever done. Like, it hurt. It hurt so much, man. I could not bend my arm for 2 days afterwards.
Over my collarbone here, that hurt. I felt the nail go in. Needle go in.
Yeah.
That's how we do it up here. Nails. No, needle go in.
Nails.
Oh.
It's like prison tattoo, like needle and biro.
Yeah, like-
That's it.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah, I have both insides of my elbows done, and that wasn't fun. Like my
Yeah.
arm kept twitching. I'm like holding it. He's like, "Stop doing that." I'm like, "I'm not doing it on purpose. Like, I'm not trying to fuck with your tattoo."
Yeah, it's like, can you stop flinching? Can you stop stabbing me? It wasn't a great couple of hours, I'll tell you that.
How long was it? 2 or 3 hours?
3 hours.
Fuck that.
Yeah, like it was
Oh.
fine at the start, and then the shading started, and it was just no.
Shading needles worse than the lining one, the lining tool.
Yeah.
The lining one feels like it's like the way I describe it. It feels like getting like stung by a bee over and over again. It's like annoying, but it doesn't hurt. It's just kind of there.
And then the shading feels like it's scraping your skin off.
Yeah, it feels like someone's scraping your shit off, and it's like, no, stop doing that, please.
Oh, actually, yes, please. I'm getting a top up on my scotch.
That's
Oh,
fine.
yeah.
I'm going to top up on my wine. I probably should slow down. Nah.
Pez.
How long did the coloring take
Yes.
for the tattoo?
Pez.
This one?
Yep.
The whole thing was about 3 hours. Line would have taken an hour, and the rest would have been shading.
Right.
Because on the elbow, like, you got to keep flexing and bending, and I've got to keep going over it. Just because the skin is
the
malleable
splits and
there.
that,
Like,
yeah.
it sucked, man.
I'm feeling it. This one, like my latest one is hopefully nip don't slip. I got like a Final Fantasy tattoo. Right
Oh,
there.
shit.
That's the 7 and 10 year anniversary one. That took 4 hours because it should have took 2 hours, but it took 4 hours because the guy had an important phone call and I had to sit in. Because I had to sit in a way. I couldn't just sit in the chair. He wanted me laid down. But I had to lay down and across my body where I completely lost the blood in like the left side of my arm. Yeah. So
like, was he doing it while he was on the phone? Because
No.
I want someone's full attention.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, right?
I was glad that he left, but as he left, because like I'm a very nervous person when like I don't know someone very well and I'm in their mercy somehow. They go, yeah, okay, I just gonna take this phone call. Don't move. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm sitting in this awkward position for 2 hours. So I'm glad he did that. But then the next tattoo he did a friend of mine. He did his tattoo, and he actually He got like Xbox button tattoos on his chest, but he put the buttons in the wrong position.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was so funny. Like, because we told him it was a stupid looking tattoo, but oh well, he learned he listened.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, this one was 4.5 hours. That sucked.
Damn.
I don't know why I keep going back.
Longest I've done is 3.5 hours, and it's like it's so weirdly addictive.
It is.
Like, it's like all I want is to get more tattoos. I want to get, like I said, I want to get a bunch of. I have a bunch of. Literally, I have art and designs for tattoos sitting in my backpack. So like when I have the money, just go there and be like, this here now.
Have they all been like planned, or have you guys done the walk-in impulse tattoo?
No, that's the tattoo that people talk about on me the most, which is I got the WASD on one wrist and the mouse on the other. That was entirely impulse. My roommate at the time was getting tattooed at the place I normally would go to, and hers was taking forever, and I was sitting there, and like a guy came over and goes, "Do you want anything?" And I was like, fuck it while I'm here. Like, and that was it. And I was like, yeah, sure. That sounds like fun. And
I was
just
about to intro the
won't take
podcast
long.
then, so you probably should get a top up because I nearly introed you before you actually got a top up.
What? He got his top up.
Did you get your top up?
Someone poured it to him.
Ben,
Oh, I didn't know. Sorry, I was.
Bruh.
Oh, right, because I thought you went like that, and then I was like, oh, I've completely stopped him from. I'm sorry.
We're good.
Someone in the chat asked if you're Mark Ruffalo. I've never put that fucking together before. That's fantastic.
What?
That's fantastic.
That is the best. Oh.
Give me a picture of Mark Ruffalo. I need this right now. So I can see
make
it.
that one of the cycling things.
Just a picture of Mark Ruffalo. Here we go. Young Mark Ruffalo. Oh my god. Yeah, okay, I can see it.
You know what? There are worse people to be compared to than Mark Ruffalo.
Hang on, I'll put it in the Skype chat. This picture in particular, this is pretty good. This is a pretty good one.
Okay, I'll check this out. Oh wow!
Oh. I mean, you have a little more facial hair, but otherwise,
yeah.
I can see it. I'm gonna put it in the Discord because I can't change the camera angles. But
oh, I love it.
It's in Discord.
Oh Jesus! So who said that? 'Cause
oh, yeah, killed it.
Thanks for coming on, by the way.
Oh, look at this one. He's got all his chest hair out.
Regretting it now, but...
Ooh. There's nothing wrong with being... Look, he has some pretty sexy photos here. I mean, look at... This is a pretty good one. Look at this one. I'll put this in Discord. This is a fucking... Oof. That's a speed number.
So now we're just going to be looking at pictures of my
Oh, there we go. Look at that. Woo!
Oh!
Killing it in the GQ spread.
I don't know if it's the wine going to my head, but... God damn Mark Ruffalo. Anyway, hey guys, welcome to episode 57 of the You Game Bro podcast. My name's Pez as always. Thanks for coming back after 57 episodes. It's crazy. It's crazy. So, before you jump in and go, hey, where's Argus? No, he's sick. Don't worry about him. We're joined by a special guest. An awesome guest. Mr.
Hi.
Hi. I didn't introduce you yet. Luke. Hey.
Okay, now I say hi. Sorry,
Wait
I
your
like 3 seconds.
Wait your
turn. Luke Lancaster, the new content manager for PAX Australia for Repot. Did I get that right?
You did.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Wow.
Like, just the preamble has been awesome. We speak about tattoos, Mark Ruffalo. I am never going to live that down. We're all
essentially
good.
what you can expect for the rest of this.
How did I not put that together?
Yeah, that was fucking great.
Yeah.
Look, it's not the first time people have made the comparison, but I really try not to get that around.
Why not? What's wrong with Mark Ruffalo?
Nothing's wrong with Mark Ruffalo. It just sets expectations that I can't live up to, you know?
He's a successful, good-looking man who's done, a multitude of good. I mean, like, that's not a bad person to compare to.
No, I get it. It's like when you see Hugh Jackman, it's like, and he's such a gentleman, you're like, what an asshole. He has to be a dancer, an actor, a singer, Wolverine, and a perfect gentleman on top of that.
What a prick, right?
My auntie Tess, she does special effects makeup, and she worked on the last Aliens movie. What was it? Covenant?
Yep.
So she had to work with Michael Fassbender and touch his face. And I'm
That's
like,
a weird way to tell that story, but go on.
Yeah, I like it better that way. It's funnier. But I'm like, so what's he like, really? I'm like, is he nice? Like, what's he actually? Oh, he's so lovely. He's fantastic. I'm like, fuck, don't tell me that. And I'm like, what? I'm like, does he have a terrible sense of humor? She goes, no, he's really fucking funny. I'm like, at least tell me he's short. He's like, no, like 6 foot. I'm like, fuck this guy. Come on. That's
you got
bullshit.
nothing, man. You got nothing.
Give me something. Like, one thing has to suck, right? Nope. He's just great at everything. Prick.
I mean, his name's pretty funny.
Fast.
Yeah, but it's good. It's like good, interesting.
Yeah,
like it's got a common first name with interesting last name, and the accent's kind of sexy, and he's kind of sexy, and
I'm trying to help you out here, dude.
Yeah, it's not helping. I've come to terms with it. This is why.
Okay, good.
That's what I have this for.
So then, who do I look like?
Oh, are we doing this?
I don't want to do this. I don't have the hands for this.
Do it. Do it. Lay it on me.
I look like Lex
I don't
Luthor
have
a
an
month.
answer. I'm just saying, like, if you open that up to comments, that's a Pandora's box, man.
That's you have to leave that to the internet. The internet got us to Mark Ruffalo. We can't decide.
I imagine like a young John Cleese.
All right, sure. Let's have a
Hey,
look.
can
At
you
that.
do
I want to
this?
find out. I want to find out what that looks like.
What like?
Yeah, it's the helmet thing from Holy Grail.
Oh, that's,
I can see it, yeah.
yeah. See.
You do not look like a young John Cleese. I went and googled what that looks like. It's not even
yeah.
close. Maybe this face purely just.
Look,
Maybe
give me a
just
couple more drinks, you might look like a young John Cleese.
Just this face. Just this. Just
I'm
this.
looking for sexy John Cleese.
That's you, Pez. That face right there. That's the one.
Where is this in? Is this in Discord, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, whoop.
Oh God.
I can see it. I mean, I'd need to see him in some reflective glasses, but...
Yeah, yeah.
And be squinting and be drunk. But
Oh,
sure.
yeah. We'll get into that later about my squinty eyes because I have to wear glasses. I didn't realize after 22 years I needed glasses because when I used to go at the club, I was just trying to look at the bar and I'd do the squint thing, but then people think I was staring at them. And then I always thought people just everyone was jerks, but yeah, they were just, yeah. Anyway, but also co-host, Mr. Matty Mouse. Sorry, I forgot to introduce you, Matt. What's going on, dude? Sorry.
Hey, man. Not a lot. Just wish I was playing Fallout. As much as I love talking with you all.
Sorry.
Sorry,
Just
Matt.
really-
Yeah, sorry.
You could join us, Matt.
I have a terrible addiction. It's probably for the best. It's probably a good idea. I have a long work day tomorrow, so if I was still in Fallout, I'd be there till like midnight and be like, fuck. So this is probably for the best, but yeah.
But, okay, other than that, how are we all going? How's our weeks going? Luke, how's your week been? You've some big news dropped this week.
Some big news dropped. It got announced that I'm going to be working
The
on
Rock's
Past
running for
Australia.
president.
And The Rock is running for president. Let's talk about that. That's the real big news.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, big news, man. Holy shit. It affected me deeply.
Not that I'd ever be in a position where I'd be allowed to, but would you vote for The Rock?
100%.
It would depend who he's running against. Probably.
Okay, so who has to be running against The Rock for you to vote for the other guy?
Someone like exceptionally competent. Like, you know what I mean?
All right, yeah.
Like someone who's a really
good.
good politician. If former now, I guess former is the right word, but if former Senator Scott Ludlam was also the running for president, probably him.
Okay,
like,
I mean, he can't even run for office in this country anymore.
I know,
so
but
the US is going to be hard.
But that's what I mean. Like
Too
someone
topical?
like
No, we're good. Okay.
yeah, I think we're fine. Someone like that, where it's like, yeah, I get The Rock is great and all, but I feel like this guy more
This guy
knows,
could actually do the job.
like, really has the credentials. It's like, who do I want to get electrical advice from? Pez, who is an electrician, or The Rock. The Rock is great and all,
but he's not an electrician.
But yeah,
he's electrifying.
His wiring work. He's the most electrifying man in sports entertainment.
But I don't want to be electrified. I want my power to be secure and safe.
Yeah, you don't
so
want
I'm
to be
probably going to go with
electrocuted.
Pez on this. So
Okay.
like, yeah, that's
That makes
only in that
sense.
scenario would I vote for anyone that wasn't The Rock. Otherwise,
Okay, so
it's
you were
The
saying over The Rock, you would vote for literally any competent politician. That's a broad field.
Yeah, well, I don't know any American politicians. Other than, like, former presidents. Like, that's, like, all I've got.
Okay,
So,
and
like,
there's
I
an
can't
issue
really,
there,
like-
so...
Well, there was
Yeah,
that
they can't
guy,
really do
Carlos something, that was... He had these... I can't remember his name, but he was sending dick pics via Snapchat.
Oh, okay,
his name was like
Carlos Danger was like his fake name. His real name is Anthony Weiner.
Yeah, Anthony Weiner. Yeah.
Like, come on, if you're a politician and your surname is Weiner, don't send dick pics, dude. Like, that should be your first rule.
It's still kind of great, though. Like,
Yeah.
it's still
I mean,
so
I'm glad
much
he
fun.
did, because the comedy potential there.
Carlos Danger.
Just don't send dick pics. Just don't do it. Nothing good comes from sending a dick pic.
Yeah.
Just don't do it.
You can
I don't know if that
enjoy
ever
it.
worked in the history of the world.
I'm sure it has to have at least once, right? Because that's where it started. One guy was like, this fucking worked. His mate was like, oh, fuck, really? And that was it, right? Like, it has to work at least one time. Like, minimum once.
I don't
Right.
know. I reckon someone told his friend it did, but really it's backfired horribly.
That's probably more likely. That's probably almost certainly more likely.
But
yeah,
what
you're
else
right.
this week?
Okay.
Got onto the Destiny 2 beta today.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't touched that yet.
It's only PS4 right now.
Yep.
Other platforms later on. Like it sure is Destiny still. That's all I have to say about it.
I've been watching streamers play, and it just seems exactly the same. I personally don't like Destiny 1 just because I've had friends that say they're going to raid with you, and then they raid with other people, and then they don't want to raid with you because they've already done it, and then you got to find people, and just that's how wars start. That's how wars start.
There's no commitment, right? Like if you're in a fire team, that's ride or die, right?
That's it.
Ride or die.
You don't get up to the Taken King and go, "This is too hard. I'm going to bed." Or like one friend, he goes, "I'm getting married tomorrow. I have to go to bed." It's like, no, you were silly enough to get married the day after the Taken King came out. You knew what you were getting involved in.
They announced this release date months ago.
I know.
The wedding.
To be fair, like a lot of people want that from a game. When you say it's more Destiny, I mean that's a lot of like when people go, "Oh, the next Diablo." It's like, well, it's more Diablo. It's like, yeah, but that's people just want more Diablo. Same with like on Borderlands 3. I want a Borderlands 3. I don't really want it to be any different than 1 or 2. I just want more Borderlands.
Yeah, and people who want that sure will be happy with Destiny 2.
Yeah, there's more Destiny. It's like, great, more Destiny. I never played Destiny because I don't own a console. So
it's on PC now.
That's fine. You've got the wrist tattoos, so that makes sense.
That's right. I've never had the option. But like I'll probably play Destiny 2.
Hey,
but
Destiny on PC.
Destiny.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
Sure is.
It's on PC. It's on PC like a month and a half afterwards, but it gets there eventually. I didn't do GTA. That took like 2 fucking years. So I mean, a month and a half's not bad. I'll take a month and a half.
Yeah, it's getting better. It's getting closer, man.
Yeah, almost there. Almost. Although I think it's the same day that. I think it's like the same day that the new Wolfenstein comes out, as well as the next Super Mario. So that's going to be a.
That's third on the list then.
Yeah, that's a big day. It's like I really want to play Wolfenstein, and I really want to play the new Mario because I just want to
it looks
brainwash
so
people
weird.
with my hat.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm kind of in. I'm kind of in on brainwashing people with my hat. So,
right? Your hat that now has like Banjo-Kazooie style eyes on it.
Yeah, why not?
I guess. I mean, it's Mario. Like he's done some weird shit.
Yeah, he had to get to here eventually, right? Like, what? He went to space twice. It's like, where do you go from space? Like,
you guys have seen the trailers, right? You don't find the whole Mario in the kind of almost photorealistic city really jarring?
Yeah.
Like the real city and real people walking around, and it's Mario, and it's like, this feels wrong.
Yeah, but I'm hoping it's like a really good version and a really like extended version of that bit in the Simpsons episode where they do the Halloween House of Horrors. Yeah. Where with the erotic cake where he shows up in the real world, but it's like 3D Homer. That's what I want. If they do that, and it's just a longer version of that.
I'm so on board for that.
Yeah, super in. Just give me that. Just make that, and I'm done.
I got something even weirder. That is the third time today that episode has been brought up to me about. Oh, remember that time?
Really?
I'm gonna have to go watch it. That was my parents. You know, remember how we used to record the TV on your VHS? We used to I used to watch that all the time because that was like the only thing we ever recorded. We had Mum and Dad's wedding tape, and there was still like 40 minutes at the end of it. It wasn't a very long wedding. And then we sneaked in. Me and my sister sneaked in The Simpsons on that because we weren't allowed to watch it. So we only had that episode.
That is hardcore, man. Recording The Simpsons, which you were banned from watching over your parents' wedding video.
Not over it, at the end of it, because it did that thing where it ended and it just go to like a black, weird, shuttery screen. Yeah,
Did they ever rewatch the wedding video and it's like, hey, I don't remember this part of the wedding?
Nah, because it's sitting. Let's be honest. When you're at a wedding, it's boring. If you're just sitting in the audience, like during the ceremony, it's boring. When you're up there, it's cool, I guess, because you're kind of like hoping your day goes all right. Am I the only one here married? Are you married?
I'm not married. I'm not married.
Oh,
yes, you're the only one here who's married.
Lucky bastards. But yeah, why are we?
Yeah, say that on public forum. Say that on public forum that your wife can listen to. Excellent idea. Well done, Taz.
But it's fine. Like, I've been to many weddings, so I get you, man. It's no fun until you go to the reception and start drinking.
Oh, the reception's excellent, but I can't because I'm going to go rambling on about how the one. Do you want to know? Okay.
Yes. Fucking say it, Taz.
Okay, with my wedding, the one thing that ruined my wedding was that I woke up late. I made it to the wedding, but I woke up late and I didn't have enough time to go to the toilet.
The night before?
He was on the Taken King the night before.
But I pushed through. No, I went and watched the Jets play, the soccer team play, and I got I had a few bevs. But we woke up in the morning, and I woke up late. Had to get to this. Pretty much had to get there. We got there just in time. Did the ceremony. Did the photos on it. We had a very small time frame, but the whole time I really needed to poo. All that was in my head was like, I really need to take a shit. Can we please hurry up?
When he was saying I do, it was in his head. It's like, I really need to go to the toilet. I do. I really need to take a shit. I do.
You only need to take a shit. It's fine.
Okay, enough about my bowel movements. Matty, how's your week been, buddy?
It's been good. I've been streaming more. I've streamed more in the last week than I think I have in the last year.
Notice your follows are going up pretty high too.
I've streamed like 15 hours or whatever the fuck it was or so in the last week because I'm addicted to New Vegas because that just happened. And I was playing a bunch of it and then I kind of decided I want to show people this game because there are far too many people I know that have like heard of New Vegas. They go, I played 3 and 4, but I've never really tried New Vegas. I'm like, no, you need to do that. Like, please, like you owe it to yourself because
it's legitimately the best Fallout.
It is.
That or 2, in my opinion. I still love 2. Any Fallout game where you can end up just becoming a porn star is a pretty good Fallout game. But I'm an advocate of the fact that I don't think there's a subject that another medium can talk about that video games can't. If given the same kind of respect for the topic, you should be able to talk about whatever you want in a video game, whether it be war or the hardships that come with it, or sexual assault, or any, or the slavery that happens in like a post-apocalyptic world like Fallout. Any of that, you should be able to talk about those themes and discuss them properly and respectfully. And that game does. It is properly like, yeah, the wasteland after something terrible happened would be fucked and full of really fucked up people. And it is. And it gives you the proper ability to see that situations and see the way that it affects people and see the way it affects relationships in that game.
I think my favorite thing about New Vegas is that like the NCR and Caesar's Legion, they're both jerks. Like they're both groups of jerks. There's no clear moral side.
None of them are. Even Mr. House is like an egomaniac.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
Super dictator. Like the NCR is expanding far faster than they possibly can and almost becoming a police state. And Caesar's Legion is 1, full of evil slavers, and 2, entirely unsustainable because they don't produce anything. They just take. And you can't sustain an empire that big without producing anything. It's impossible. So like there's legitimately, it's like, you're not trying to pick the right choice. You're just trying to pick what will work, what you think works the best for your ideology. And that's it. And the stream just before this, I left off when you kill Penny and you get the platinum chip, because that's literally the point where the fate of the rest of New Vegas and all the different 4 factions you can join and all the ways that can unfurl is literally sitting in the palm of your hand. What you decide to do with that chip shapes the rest of the wasteland, the way that the factions will interact with each other for the rest of the game. And you have that power, or you can ignore it. Like, I love the fact that if you can play New Vegas and go, oh, this guy, he shot you in the head and we dug you out, you should probably go find him. I'm like, I don't want to find him. He shot me in the head. That sounds like a terrible idea.
I'm
going to go gambling. Yeah, I'm going to go gambling. And that's it. And then you just don't do that. Like, you're a courier. Like, you're like, I'm just going to go be the mailman instead. Like, and it's great. I love
remember, it was either the first Fallout or Fallout. I think it was the first Fallout, like back when it was like isometric, turn-based, whatever. And there was the infinite caps thing where if you were gambling, it was directly on your luck stat. So if you had a luck higher than 5, you would win more than you lost over a great period of time when you gambled. So if you wanted infinite caps, you'd go to gamble and you would just weigh down your space bar and leave it overnight as you were gambling. So it would just keep gambling over and over and over. And you just go back to it the next day and you have like 3 million caps.
Yeah. It was you could almost do that in New Vegas, but like if you had a luck of 10, you would almost always win. You just go to play blackjack and just every time hit just double up, just like double ante, and you would win like 95% of the time. But there's a cap for every casino where they go, Yeah, you're not
We're
allowed
out
to
of money.
win.
Yeah.
No, seriously, they go, you're not allowed to win anymore. Like, we're banning you from gambling.
Like an actual casino.
Like an actual casino. And I'm like, I love that exists. And they're just like, no. Because they give you little presents. They go, wow, yeah, you're doing great. Keep going. And they go, oh, yeah, we're going to comp you. Sweet. Yeah, keep going. And then they go, yeah, no, you can't do that anymore. Like, it just immediately flops. But they're like, no.
Always loved and hated that about Fallout. How, like, all the merchants had a set amount of money. And it's like, after you sold them enough stuff, it's like, we just don't have any more money to buy from you. Go somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. But it's, like, I love that. I love the way all the DLCs work in that. I love Dead Money, where you end up in the vault with all the gold bars that are worth 30,000 caps in, but you can't carry them all. But that's the point of that DLC. Is the story of that DLC is about getting to something and discovering something, and then being able to let go. All of the stories and all of the characters in that DLC they have something that they're so fixated on, and they can't get past it. The whole DLC is about letting go, and that's literally why they put the gold in there.
And you walk your ass back to the strip.
But you can't do it because you can't. If you're overcome it, you can't escape the vault in time before. Like if you try to do that, if you weigh yourself with every gold bar as you walk out, it seals and closes, and that's your ending. Is you got locked in that vault for all of time. Yeah. So like it's impossible. Like, and that's the idea. It's like telling you, letting go.
Because there's a gas on the outside. The fog actually makes it into the vault, doesn't it?
Yep. That's the thing. It's like the whole purpose is telling you, it's like, you need to let go. That's the point. Letting go is the objective. I love it. I love it so much. So that's why I've been streaming it. It's like, and more people need to know. I need to show people what the beauty of this fucking game is.
I want to replay it now.
Yeah, I want to replay it. Oh, what I loved about it, for me, what I loved about it was, I remember,
it's really easy
this is
to
just the Fallout podcast now. When you first figure out, they talk about another courier, how like he declined the job, and he go, give it to this guy, and it turned out to be, what's his name, Ulysses? I might be getting his, it's like the other courier.
Ulysses, the guy you find in Lonesome Road.
Yeah, the guy you find in Lonesome Road. He kind of like tailored half your journey through DLC. You can hear them talking about, oh yeah, there's another guy that broke in, destroyed half of the think tank and whatnot.
Yep.
He crashed the train into the side of stuff. Or they always talk about this other guy, and like, he kind of tailored half your journey apart from obviously the whole stuff with, because I love narrative story, like how Matty likes to go and just explore on his own. I love to be put in a corridor and go, you're about to go on an epic ride, and you're about to get an awesome story told to you, and that's what I love about that. And finding those picking those little pieces of that up, and then having that was just such a good DLC. And you find out that you actually killed half in a settlement by accident by delivering a bomb, and this guy's out to kill you. It's like it was just so well. And Benny's jacket, like I said to Benny, Matty, I was actually looking on eBay to find Benny's jacket because I want it.
The other thing that I thought was a testament to that game is that in my stream there is one of the viewers served in the U.S. Armed Forces. He served tours in Iraq and things like that. So he's actually, dealt with the legitimate harshness of war and been through traumas and things like that. And when we're going through and I'm showing it, he goes, "This game gets a lot of that shit pretty fucking correct." And he goes, they're pretty on the money with a lot of the way they treat like PTSD and trauma and that kind of stuff. And it's so awesome. So that's essentially been my week. I went to last Saturday, I went to a Christmas in July dinner thing that had, which was wonderful because it had bottomless wine. So my Sunday was like the worst hungover I've been in a while because wine hangovers are fucking dreadful. As one of those things where you're drinking the wine and it never gets empty, they just come around and top it up. So I was like, oh look, it's full. So you just keep. So you never really know how many glasses of wine
if you don't ever empty it, it's one.
It's still one, but fucking boy was it a lot of one. So yeah, I got annihilated, but I ate really good food, and that was splendid. That's about all I've really done with my week. Streamed a lot, played a lot of Fallout, spent a lot of time with Kira, got really drunk. Yeah,
that sounds like a week.
It's not a bad week. It's not a bad. It wasn't a terrible way to spend a week, all things considered. Luke, what did you get up to in the last week? Anything besides your news? Did you play any games?
Yeah, I was playing. I have had time. I've made time. I've got a week off, so I've made time.
Oh, nice.
The best.
I got a bit of Destiny 2 in today. Mostly, it's been not having a great time on ladder in Overwatch. It's not been going well. I just can't catch a break, man. I don't want to blame my teams, but I usually play support, and you can't heal bad. You just can't. That's the one thing most of you cannot save. Apart from that, I have a friend who got back on Warhammer Vermintide, like the first-person shooter.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, oh, yeah, let's just play some co-op on that. So it's like, yeah, I've been playing that a bit. I have a big backlog to catch up on.
Yeah.
Because, you just play games and then don't.
Yeah, it gets that way.
Oh, what
about you, buddy?
Me, it's been.
What have you been playing / doing?
Well, okay, for those that have been following the a lot of people. No, there's actually a few things. This isn't the Boschy one. A few people that have been messaging me this week about my health issues, and I'm just going to say because it's so hard to reply to all yours. Doctor gave the A-OK. The brain's good. I'm back to just being my normal self. So that's a good thing.
As normal as that is.
As normal as that is. So sorry to say I'm staying around. But into gaming, I've been trying my hardest to find time to play the Final Fantasy Zodiac remake, Final Fantasy 12. But my wife decided that we're doing pre-cooked meals. We spent 6 hours cooking on Sunday, but we spent 12 hours arguing. So yeah, so that was my weekend. It was pretty good.
So it's not really the time saver that you expected.
No, absolutely not. And which actually pre-cooked meals are actually the go. Like home cooked pre-cooked meals instead of like light and easy and all that stuff. Don't just cook yourself so much better, apart from the fighting. But Boschy, okay, for everyone's wondering about the Boschy run. Okay, so Windows decided to do an update. This is right. So everyone is aware of Windows updates. But Boschy has this awesome thing. If you don't back up your save file and your computer decides to update, it just wipes your save file. Now, if you don't know what I Want to Be the Boschy is, it's one of those ridiculously hard platformer games where all of a sudden half the screen tries to kill you. You go out of the way wrong bit, then a spider falls on your head. I'm up to probably 14,000 deaths if I accumulate all of them together. But I'm back up to review, back to where I was, and I'm still stuck. So I'll be trying my hardest to get through Boschy. Have you played Boschy?
I have not.
Don't.
Okay, I'll avoid it.
Yeah, don't take stupid challenges because I did it on a bet and I'm paying for it. But it's fun. Other than that, as much as I hate the game, I also love the game because like some games are so hard. When you beat a certain part of it, you just don't get that feeling of self-confidence and accomplishment that you do with games these days. It's so rewarding. Like it's addictive. That's what's pushing me forward. It's just. Oh my god, like I had to fight Hello Kitty. When I beat it, I screamed to the point where my next door neighbor had to run over and make sure everything was okay. It was just so exciting. I cannot wait. And I'm only on level 2 and there's 12 levels to go. So,
Jesus.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to playing Boschy. Other than that, I'm just... nothing else is really happening apart from work and trying to play video games.
Yeah, I've kind of gone the other way. Like, I'm also playing Life is Strange, finally, which is like a nice, cruisy narrative, Like, it's tense when the story gets to certain bits, but, there's no screaming and my neighbors come over. Yeah, I'm only 2 episodes in, so...
Okay, okay, cool. Loving it so far?
Yeah, it's great. Like, I love that kind of very story-driven, Telltale, Firewatch, Gone Home kind of stuff. I love that in the big decisions, you can, rewind and see both options, but it still gives you no helpful information.
No. It's still pretty much go. That was what I hate about it. There's a lot of... Actually, no, you're not... I won't say anything.
Okay,
you're right.
I'm not...
Yeah, because it's so easy to spoil that game, and that is a very spoiler-heavy game. Game of Thrones.
Yes. Which is back.
Which is back. Maddie, now's your chance to take your headphones off.
Yeah. Right. He wasn't kidding.
All right, everybody, we're going to... Okay, for anyone listening, you guys get a minute of spoiler-free stuff, and then you're on your own, I'm afraid. You should... If you haven't watched the episode, I'm sorry, you're on your own. All right, so...
So okay. when Maddie puts his headphones back on, spoilers are done?
Yeah. Because Maddie's taking his headphones off because he has no interest in Game of Thrones because he doesn't like good television.
That prick's playing Fallout, isn't he?
Yeah. No, he'll probably sending emails, sending me a message going, don't you get drunk because he's seen me drinking wine. All right, so you happy with the episode?
Parts of it. It was a classic first episode back where it pretended that a lot of stuff happened, but really you can start at episode 2 and not miss anything.
I actually felt like they were skimming over so much story. I'm like, they're making so much progress. Like that first scene, that should have been such a bigger event. That should have been so much more eventful. But it was pretty cool. It was a cool comeuppance. The characters have aged another 10 years in a year.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you get child actors, right?
Like, there's no spoiler if you haven't seen season 6, anyone, but like Brandon, he is one of the tallest characters in the series now, and he can't walk.
Right.
Like, he was nearly taller than Hodor, and then you got, when Ramsay brought out Rickon, he was taller than Ramsay.
It's like, apparently being kept in a dungeon makes you grow 2.5 feet. Who knew?
They had him in the horse stretching thing where it's medieval torture. It's great. All right, now spoiler. Okay, we're getting into spoilers now. 3, 2, 1. Sorry, you're on your own. All right. So the reverse red wedding, like.
I liked it. Like, I love where Arya is. Actually, all the Stark children right now, they are kind of the most compelling plot lines to me.
Yeah, they are in prime positions too.
That opening bit with Arya, as amazing as that was, what the hell with the Ed Sheeran cameo later on? Like, okay, so a young girl traveling alone comes across like a troop of Lannister soldiers in the wilderness, and they just sing a song and give her dinner. What the fuck is that?
It was so staged. It's like Ed Sheeran's like, I'll only be part of it if there's no violence and everyone's happy. It's then so there's that really kind of short fat dude. It's like, oh, I really want to be out on the boat with my father, but I guess I got to be out here defending for the kingdom and whatnot. Do you want a part of my rabbit? I'm like, this is Game of Thrones. How are they not trying to assault this girl? That's how.
I get that they're trying to show like shades of it, and it's like, oh, not all of them are evil, kind of thing. But no, it was weird. It was so out of character. It was such gimmicky stunt casting.
And the singing, the singing was top tier, like good singing.
I mean, by Ed Sheeran, right? He makes your heart melt. But that's neither here nor there.
It just didn't seem right. And I think Amanda was pointing out, my wife was saying that the guy with the long black hair was actually Miley Cyrus's brother.
Oh, really?
She pointed that out, and I haven't actually done any research on it. If anyone can tell me if that's true, but you didn't hear anybody talk about that.
Okay, so as much as the Ed Sheeran thing annoyed me, that's not the thing that annoyed me most about the episode. The thing that annoyed me most about that episode is Daenerys.
No, sorry.
No, it was when Daenerys and like Theon and Osha like go to Dragonstone, which was like Stannis Baratheon's old castle, and it's completely deserted.
I thought about why didn't you? I thought Stannis would have left some, like, at least like handmaidens behind, or like stewards.
You think like people live there? Did he take everyone with him? And it's like, oh, look, fair enough. Maybe Stannis made the call. Maybe everyone left. But like, Euron went to King's Landing to talk to Cersei, right?
Yeah.
Which means the entire. This is getting real nerdy. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. The entire Iron Fleet sailed past a completely deserted castle, right on Blackwater Bay, and just left it there.
Wait, this is where you got Westeros. The Iron Islands are. If you're looking at it from the front on Iron Islands to the left, they would have had to have sailed down around the bottom past Dawn, into Blackwater Bay. So you're right, they would have caught Dragon. Yeah, why? Yeah, why? Yeah,
so like Dragonstone is an island, like in the mouth of Blackwater Bay,
and let alone that Theon and his sister. I can never remember her name.
She's Osha in the show. No, she's Yara in the show.
Yara in the show. They took they took all their ships, and he goes, cut down every tree on the Iron Islands. Every image of the Island Islands I've seen is just rock and grass. Where did they get the timber to make all those ships in such a short time? I don't know.
Look, it's fine. It's Game of Thrones. People teleport. People teleport in the TV show.
Yeah, like varies. Like 1 minute he's down in Dawn, all of a sudden he's back over there on the boats coming back over to Westeros.
It's like the running joke about Littlefinger's jetpack.
Oh, okay. What, there's another thing. Okay, I was happy with the stuff with the Hound. He's made like the biggest 360 out of all characters. Even Jaime. Yeah. Jaime's done a bit of a turn, but he's still an asshole. But he's kind of scared of his sister.
He's at least a little bit reasonable as well. It's like, hey, we need to not die here.
Yeah, let's not push children out of a window. Let's talk about this. We need
He's shown
friends.
character growth.
Yeah, and
speaking of let's not all die here, I feel like Sansa is way more reasonable than Jon.
Yeah, I actually was yelling at her when he's trying to make sure, like, he's trying to like rebuild the North, and she's like, "No, we need to take him out." I'm like, "Sansa, shut up! Just let's everybody. You're creating discord."
Oh man, I was so the other way on that. It's like,
okay.
look, she makes some good points here. You need to like be a proper ruler, because ignoring the people who give you sensible advice is what got pretty much all of your brothers killed.
True. That's right. Yeah, I suppose you follow history, repeats itself if you go the same way.
I don't know. Jon's just stupid. He's like, nobility's great, but that's like how Ned Stark dies in the first season, because he thinks he can do the right thing and be okay.
This is right. All right. Okay, I'm gonna get in theories now, but
okay,
we got to talk about Sam.
Oh, we do.
Yeah. So
Sam and the poop montage.
I could not watch the clean, like him just being a servant.
It was so fucking disgusting.
If you close your eyes, all you hear is like it was. I was laughing.
It's almost musical.
It was so good. And I saw on Facebook, it's like, if you had a bad day, lucky you're not this dude. And it just had a picture of Sam pushing a cart. And so I got a theory, and you can call me crazy or whatnot. Okay, do you know how the whole theory is now that it's pretty much gone open? Everyone now believes that Jon is a Targaryen because they had the image snafu.
He totally is. He totally is.
I think he's not. So I've got a crazy theory here, and this is going to take a little bit. So sorry, everybody. I still believe he's a Baratheon. Multiple reasons is she was giving birth in the Tower of Joy, which is just below King's Landing, between King's Landing and Dawn. Now, I can't remember where I read. I've read it in multiple places, and people have mentioned it too. She gave birth way too early. It was only 7 months into the war she was giving birth, and apparently Rhaegar kidnapped her and brackets raped her. So everyone says from when he kind of took her from the tourney, the time didn't add up, and apparently she had been with Robert prior, and according to like things where like Baratheons have dark hair. The whole Targaryens things with the how Daenerys couldn't get burnt by the fire. Jon burns his hand in season 1, and there was another thing too. And someone mentioned too. It's like someone actually mentioned because I thought those Sir Arthur Dayne was there to kill the baby when he was born. I was like, that actually makes sense because if that was Robert's baby, Rhaegar would want that baby dead.
Right, so you're thinking he's still like Lyanna and Robert's son?
I do. I'm hanging on to that because I was like, they didn't actually say, like, they did the snafu, but no one actually did. They never said, because you didn't actually hear her whisper either.
Yeah, like, you just assume that it's Rhaegar because she was in, his tower.
Yeah, so I just, from the times, it just doesn't add up. But then again, Westeros, babies could be born. Look how quick Sam and, what's the wildlings girl's name? I can never remember her. She has Craster's baby with him.
Oh, yeah.
Kid's growing so fast. Gilly, yeah, their kid's growing so fast. So, like, winter lasts 8 months. Babies could be born in 2 months. Who knows in Westeros? So it's pretty crazy. Sorry. So, any more wrap up for you before we wave Maddie back in?
No, I think I'm good.
All right, let's wave him back in.
I'm listening. I've got headphones on.
I didn't even notice. All right. So that is going to
be enthralled.
I will say, I find it hilarious, the whole Foxtel thing.
Right. I'm not going to tell anyone how I get it, so because I don't have Foxtel.
Sorry, I think I dropped out for a second there. But like, Foxtel have exclusive rights to Game of Thrones locally, kind of thing. But their streaming service just went down Monday night because so many people were trying to access Game of Thrones.
Right.
So it turned into this whole thing. It's like, you make us subscribe to Foxtel, and you're not giving really, a great argument against piracy here.
Right. Well,
I think I've heard before that the producers of that show or something like that have gone on record where they're like, they almost don't mind. They go, we know people in Australia are going to pirate the show because they have to wait a day or a week or whatever it used to be to get it. They go, but they go, Australia is the country that buys more of the DVDs than any other country. They go, we don't care. They go, we understand that people are pirating it because they're getting it late.
That's
and they go, when they can,
sad that Australia
when they can support
like record physical media.
Yeah, it is a little bit, but at the same time, it's like that's how they get it, man.
Like it's not even that. Like Australia will download Game of Thrones more than anywhere else in the world, and that's not as like a percentage. That's pure numbers.
Yeah.
Which is.
But it's one of those things where like you should just like, it's for people. It's like please just put everything out everywhere at the same time.
Yeah.
Like you have the internet. There's no reason not to. There was the story with Valve in Russia, where Russia is like notoriously bad for pirating everything. So like everyone was just like, oh, they'll pirate it. So they kept pushing back release dates because they're like, oh, they're just gonna pirate it. We'll never make any money. So they released it in Russia like 6 months late, which means of course they've already fucking pirated it because it's 6 months late. So Valve went into Russia and just like, we're just gonna give it the same price the rest of Europe. We're gonna release it at the same time. And Russia is now their second biggest market behind the UK.
Jesus.
Right.
It's like like they'll pay for it. Just give it to them at the same time.
It's almost like Access stops piracy.
Yeah, exactly. And they'll buy it. Like there's proof. Like there's no reason now with the internet to not be able to like have it everywhere at the same time.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah, like broadcast media is so outdated in the way it thinks about distribution. It's ridiculous. It's like, oh my god, John Wick 2. That movie took like 6 months to come to Australia. What the shit was that?
It's funny for me.
It was on planes. You could watch it on a plane leaving Australia more earlier than you could watch it in a cinema here.
Qantas exclusive, bro.
Ah, oh, Jesus.
That'll happen soon. It'll be great.
Do you reckon there's someone out in the world that goes, I really want to see this that bad, I'm just going to get on a flight to watch it?
No, they'll download it. They'll get shaky cam.
Yeah, true. Shaky. Yeah, fair enough.
They'll get their shaky cam footage.
I know people who were overseas for other reasons and like seized the opportunity to watch over there, but like copyright tourism, that's a thing, man.
Copyright tourism.
Wait, is it?
Look,
can you record
speak of someone who has a.
I don't think so. I think it's all like the inbuilt entertainment system.
Hold your phone up to the screen.
Hold your phone. If you're going over international waters, is there like, oh, I'm in safe zone, I can record it? No.
I feel like you're still going by the laws of wherever you're going.
When does law stop? Like vertically? Like
I'm not a lawyer. I can't tell you.
Are you arguing that you can't be a pirate on international waters? Because I'm pretty sure that's where the term first came from.
No. I mean, like how? Like when does the law stop? Like vertically? Like how far do you have to go up into the air until you're like, oh no, like the laws of Australia only count for.
Nah, dude.
50 kilometers.
I'm not being held to the land laws. I'm in the sky.
No. The laws go all the way up. It's just the horizontal, man. They keep going up, but they're terrible horizontally.
Then what
they
law
go
is
all the way
space?
to the moon.
What if you're in space?
Yeah. What? Who owns dominance over space?
No one.
And what time is it in space?
It's every time.
Space time.
It's either sun up or sun down. Those are your times in space.
It's either day
That's what you've got.
Not day.
Yeah, exactly. You've got the two. You've got
Can
the
you currently see the sun?
Yeah. Sometime, not sometime. That's it. That's all you've got.
That is a good question. What is the time zone on the International Space Station?
Oh, don't start. This will hurt my brain.
Yeah, no, this is good. And then what time is it on the moon? Like,
excuse my incredibly loud mechanical keyboard, but I'm going to Google this right now.
That's fine. I want to know too. Pez, flights don't turn into the purge when. There you go.
Okay, so the ISS works on Greenwich Mean Time.
Oh, they go on GMT. That makes sense.
Right, fair enough. Then,
that's a boring answer. I liked it as better. I liked not knowing better than knowing.
Yeah,
I like our version better. When they just have like a thing that's just like day, night. It goes, ding! It's like, oh, night. Like,
what time is it?
It just has the two.
It's day.
It's day. It's like, oh yeah, it is. I just look out a window. It's night. Yep, it's night. All right, to get back on the track. Look, I want to know more about all the things that got you to the point of where you are now, the content manager for PAX
Oh man,
Australia.
that's a long, sad story.
I'll prepare my tiny violin.
we got time.
So what were you doing before your current role? What was your previous title?
Man, before my current role was up until last Friday. So I've been working at CNET, which is a big tech publication. I was a journalist there for 3.5 years, 4 years. And while I was there, I was like reviewing tech. I was writing tech news, writing about pop culture, reviewing movies, reviewing games. Mostly writing more than anything else, which kind of worked perfectly for me because I love the sound of my own voice, even if it's written down.
Do you like writing?
I do. I love writing, which is kind of something that feeds directly. So my side hustle as well, I also write a webcomic. You should all check it out.
Shameless plug. What is it called?
Shameless plug. It's called The Bad Guys. It's on the rotating thing, man. People can see it.
Yeah, but there are audio listeners for this podcast.
Oh, by the way, for those not listening on twitch.tv/podcast every Wednesday 8 p.m. We don't like you as much as the live stream watchers, but we do like you a little bit more. But don't forget to use the code YGB. Wait, did I say it? Yeah, YGB.
Why are you plugging? We can plug later, Pez.
Because we didn't do it at the start and they're going to get angry at me. All right, let's get back to it.
You don't have to do it. It's
Also, I'm plugging, so it's fine. We should all plug at the same time.
Maddie, what do you want to plug?
But yeah, like I've been
a
writer for years. Even when I was like not in the industry, I was still writing on the side, and it was awesome to kind of break into tech and games doing that. And like being able to do comic shit on the side, it was kind of, when you kind of take stock of where you are, it's like, holy shit, how did I get to this point?
Yes. Did you have a favorite thing that you got to review? Whether it was good or was bad, it was just enjoyable. The review was just fun.
I think I'm always gonna have a soft spot for my very first game review, which was the Burial at Sea DLC for BioShock.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
Awesome.
Which wasn't something that we were meant to be reviewing, but I loved it, and I was like, no, I'm going to do it anyway. So
I'll just write it.
Yeah. And like it was my first proper game review, and it's still online. You should go check it out. But I'm always going to be very attached. Like I love that series, and Burial at Sea was such a perfect capstone to that series. So I love being able to kind of kick off my game writing career with that. The other thing that I loved writing that I'm very proud of was after the second Suicide Squad trailer, I got to write a full opinion piece about why I thought that movie was going to be garbage. And I was completely justified. I got so much hate for writing that, but I was right and all you motherfuckers were wrong. That movie was trash.
It was, but like, that was see. My thing is like I knew that movie was gonna be bad, but I'm a DC fanboy, so I always have hope that it will be good.
You hoped,
and then I never like it was one of those like Man of Steel wasn't that good, but Batman vs Superman looks good, and then like Batman vs Superman was very good, but Suicide Squad looks alright, and then but Wonder Woman looks cool. Like
hey,
Wonder Woman was good.
Wonder Woman was good.
They finally got that. I was like, hey,
I haven't seen Wonder Woman.
Yes.
I don't know why I didn't mention this. I actually saw Suicide Squad for the first time last week.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was wow. It was just like
it has good parts, but it's overall bad.
It was mainly just Will Smith going, "Hey, don't forget, Will Smith's in this movie."
To be fair, like Will Smith was fairly I thought Will Smith was fairly good. Like I thought Will Smith was gonna be like a super Will Smith, and I'm like, oh no, he's like clearly like trying. Good for Will Smith. And then and Jai Courtney was really was funny, and I was like, oh, I didn't see that coming, but that's good. Like,
okay, so
nice.
Number one biggest problem with that movie, right? The guy called Captain Boomerang. Captain Boomerang leaves, comes back, and no one makes a boomerang joke.
My number one thing about that movie is whatever the hell they did with Jared Leto, but that's
oh man, yeah.
Terrible.
It was just.
Yeah.
I can see what they were trying to do with it, but it just. Have you guys seen Assault on Arkham? It's like an animated HD movie,
and that's awesome.
That's fantastic. It's such a good Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah. It's also the voice acting is also fucking incredible.
I mean, like it's Kevin Conroy. He is Batman.
Who did Joker? It wasn't Hamill. It was what's his name? The guy who did it in Arkham Origins. Baker? Troy Baker?
Troy Baker.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, they did a really good job. Like it was. Yeah, it was really good. So wait. So what were you doing before you were reviewing things for CNET then?
So before that, I was in publishing, like book publishing, back when books were a thing that people bought. I worked at a place called. Well, no, look, it's true. People still sort of buy books.
They're just on Kindle or whatever the fuck it's called now.
Yeah. And so I actually went to university to learn to be an editor, like I will edit your book and make it better kind of editor.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Which has come in super handy, guys.
Your editor at CNET must have loved you.
Yeah. Well. So I kind of got my start in publishing, but not even in editing, in like marketing and sales, that kind of thing. And realized that working in books was not great. It just, a lot of people love it, but it just wasn't for me. And I moved over to CNET after 3-ish years in publishing, and found out that writing about tech and games and movies, who knew, was like the perfect fit for me. And it was just awesome being in that industry that completely aligned with my interest and my knowledge base, you know? Like, I still love reading and I love books, but, you know, tech and games and movies is where it's at.
And that was it? You were just like, I just want to review them. I just want to, like, you were like, but, like, how do you go to CNET? You're just like, I want to do this. Just let me do this. And they were like,
okay, so,
like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't just...
This is where the editorial degree comes in handy, because I was first hired as a copy editor. So that was like my shoe in the door, and it's like, hey guys, I can edit your work, but I'm also a pretty good writer, and so I just sort of brute forced my way into writing. It's like, I'm just going to write stuff, and since I'm the one who hits publish on everything, we'll make that happen.
That was it. No one complained. There was no like.
Pretty much, like. I mean, it was awesome. So I worked for Seamus Byrne. I don't know how many people listening to this or if you guys know him, but he was a really, really great boss who was very kind of motivating, inspiring, and keen to see people grow. And he was like, hey, you want to write? That's awesome, because you get to write and good at it. We're not paying another writer, so do that.
Wait, we have to pay another? Awesome. It's good. It's good for budgets. It's good for you. Everyone wins. Everyone wins.
It was kind of win-win, yeah. And so I've been doing that up until... last week, and now the fancy new digs, which... So I heard today that PAX is in 100 days. Why did no one tell me this?
Oh, so what have you got planned, huh?
I feel like you're the one that's meant to tell other people this. I feel like it's your job to tell other people it's in 100 days. Like, it's not...
Okay.
I feel like we're not meant to be filling you in on when PAX is.
PAX is in 100 days. You should all go. So I officially start there on Monday. It's obviously been announced, but I'm really looking forward to being able to work on it. Like, if you've ever been to one, if you've ever heard of it, it's... And I know I'm drinking the Kool-Aid a little bit here. It's the best gaming show in Australia. Like, the community is amazing.
You're meant to drink the Kool-Aid. That's fine.
Yeah. But anyone who's been knows why it has the reputation that it has.
What are you looking forward to most? Do you know what you're looking forward to? Or are you looking forward to not knowing what you're doing? Like, what are you looking forward to?
Oh, man, like, it is a big shift for me, but I am really looking forward to being able to work on kind of, well, PAX on the scale that it's on, but being able to do things day to day that I may not exactly know how to do. Like, I'm all about that hustle. And it's going to be awesome just pulling it together. And I'm guessing this will be frantically right up until the show starts. Like, the day before, you will see me just... but
I won't see you. You'll be in a room somewhere going, ah!
Yeah, you'll hear me. It'll be like my next door neighbor hearing me scream, but it won't be about video games. But what I've loved most about this industry is working with the community and being able to translate that to PAX. Like, I'm going to be able to work with people much closer on a much bigger project, delivering that to even more people. And who couldn't be in love with that idea, you know?
Are you in any way worried about how it will affect your site? I remember sending you a message the other day when the news got posted. I was like, Mazel tov, how are you going to play RPGs now? Like, that was my most important question. Like, oh my god, that's amazing. But how are you going to play RPGs now?
Hang on. Where is it? No, it's in my room. But I am still planning to run Curse of Strahd very soon.
Oh my
D&D
god!
Is still going to happen.
Really? If you need extras, let me know. I fucking love Strahd.
I am recruiting players if you want in. And it's on the
This
record
guy,
now.
this fucking guy.
I bought a Taroko deck today and everything.
Oh, dude, I so want it. Like, I build D&D characters out of boredom. Like, I'm gonna make a new guy just because, and like I just figure something out.
Actually, that is one of the things that I'm really, really excited about PAX. Like, I'm a massive tabletop gamer, like RPGs, board games, card games, all of it. And PAX seems to be really pushing that side of the hobby as well. And I am so excited about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I really want to try to make happen is to bring a big Blood Bowl tournament to PAX this year.
Oh my god, that'd be hilarious.
Right? I mean, to my eternal regret, I wouldn't be able to play in it, but a Blood Bowl tournament, if you're not familiar, Blood Bowl, you know Warhammer Fantasy, that universe?
It's in
Blood Bowl...
NRL.
Yeah, it's
NFL.
Gridiron. It's like fantasy races playing Gridiron. And it's just the most amazing, stupid tabletop game. And they've Games Workshop have just re-released it, I think, at the end of last year. So it's perfect timing. I want to make it happen.
Finally, a use for barbarians. Fucking great.
Exactly.
See, like
every D&D campaign, I play a barbarian.
I watched a friend play it for the first time, and like, I was like, you know, Madden never interested me and whatnot. I thought this was just a reskin Madden with Warhammer. But then I looked at it, I'm like, this is like a grid turn-based system.
Yeah.
This is brilliant because that's what I'm about. Like,
the computer versions are an exact replica of the tabletop version.
Yeah. Right.
So it's that exact same system. So if you've played the video game, you can play the tabletop version.
Look, if next time I'm in Sydney in the next few weekends, if you play this game, let me know. I will make a trip to Sydney to play.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I'm actually, if they weren't so far away right now, I would go and get the team I'm currently painting.
Right.
Oh, fuck yes. That's excellent. So you DM more than you play? I have to ask now because you've been
okay, so the game that I play most is a game called Fiasco, which it's like a GM-less freeform-ish kind of role-playing game. And the reason we play that so much is because we can kind of pick up and go and we don't need to worry about who's GMing. But I do play more than I GM because I'm lucky to have a friend who loves GMing. So I'm currently in a 7C campaign, which is like a swashbuckling pirate sailor magic game, which is awesome. It's so cool. I'm somehow playing a Scotsman because role-playing is all about bad accents.
Is that normally what you play more than anything else? Is like
Scotsman?
Like rogues and like the rogue kind of piratey kind of character.
No. Like I'm all over the place. Before that, in a D&D campaign we were playing, I was playing just straight up barbarian because who doesn't want to play barbarian?
Yes.
Right.
All my characters.
Godric, rest in peace. Killed my ghouls, and then our party druid turned into a crocodile and ate him.
Oh fuck!
No, it was a sign of respect. It's how he would want to go.
That's fair. You don't want to go out and something. Yeah,
and
you want to
the
go
party
out
druid got to absorb his like courage and strength.
Yeah, no barbarian wants to die of old age. It's like the worst way any barbarian could die. I want to go out screaming and bloody. Like that's how I need to go out.
I think that's what happened when the barbarian had to pass him. So.
So I've just recently started playing D&D with Matty, and Matty plays so far he's playing a guy that thinks he's the second Thor, but he tells me about all no offense to you, Matty. Matty's told me about a bunch of his characters, but he's only ever told me about his barbarian characters, and I just imagine they're loud Matty and you can't get a word in, and that's exactly Matty in a way.
No, because all my barbarians are dopes.
Yeah.
Like I love putting them at the lowest possible intelligence. So they don't put words in. They don't speak a lot because they're not good at the words.
So do you do that thing where so I've only ever played one barbarian, and that was Godric, son of Godric.
Godric, son of Godric.
They only needed one name.
Sounds like yours, Pez. Pez is currently playing a character named Warren of Clan Warren.
So I'm a Dragonborn that got kicked out of his clan because he kept saying to everyone how awesome he was. So my name's Warren, and I was like, I'm going to leave and form my own clan, Warren of Clan Warren, and it's just me in my own clan.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next time you want to fuck with your DM if you're playing Barbarian, you just don't understand what money is.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah,
I've done that
you've
before.
done that. Yeah.
I've done not explaining what money is. I've done not understanding what right and wrong is. Like I've essentially been like a giant 6-year-old because that's where he's at. He's like, and I slowly like learned over time. It's like I was keeping notes. It's like what the wizard says is usually a good idea. It's like don't eat the rogue's pet, even if he looks like you should.
See, that's a mistake.
Can't.
As if you can actually write down. Barbarians are not literate people.
I know, but it was like they were like basic words. I'm imagining him with like a crayon in a fist, like this. Like we had one barbarian that did that. Every time I accidentally, like, I would be saying something in character, and I used a long word, I'd be like, like I'm like, I need a minute. Like I accidentally, that was too many words. I'm like, even my current character is kind of stupid. We're playing with.
We had an hour conversation with the barmaid when she goes. Once someone goes, "Oh, where's this beer sauce?" and he goes, "I don't want sauce," and it's just this argument, like asking, "Where's the sauce come from?"
She goes, "It's locally sourced beer," and I'm like, "I don't want sauce in my beer." She goes, "It's locally sourced," and I'm like, "I don't care where you source it. I don't want it in the beer." And then that went on. I looked at the DM, and then everyone else is talking about the sauce. I'm like, "I'm so sorry. Like that's not what I meant to happen."
My best ever misunderstanding that everyone laughed at, and then everyone got real sad moment. We were playing Fiasco a couple of weeks ago, and it was like a horror movie kind of theme to it. And I was playing it like the Igor character, basically.
Yes.
And someone said some long word and then ended the sentence with sorry. And I go, what does that mean? They explained the big word. I go, no, sorry. And then everyone laughed. Everyone got really sad because no one had ever said sorry to him before.
Oh, it's great.
Role-playing's amazing.
It is. It's the best. It's thoroughly the best. It works in Fallout. In my other current addiction, if no one's ever done a low intelligence play of Fallout, you should. Because if you set your intelligence to 1, all of your words look like that. It's like me hungry, and everyone react. They'll be like, like they just treat you like the village idiot because you are. It's fucking hilarious.
Have you guys ever played Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines?
Yes.
I have not.
If you play Malklavian in that, which are like the weird kind of prescient but also completely insane vampire clan, all your dialogue options are changed to crazy vampire prescient options.
Excellent.
It's such a good role-playing game. It'll be like $5 on Steam if you haven't played it before.
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
It is amazingly good.
I can see where they got Harley Quinn from. I'm serious. Look at it. That is Harley Quinn.
I'm not sure which one came first, but one of them stole from the other.
That game, people are still releasing fan patches for it.
It's amazing.
It's such a good role-playing game.
If you weren't going into the PAX gig now, would you be looking towards doing more and more writing with the comic? Is that like a thing you're doing because you like doing it, or you wanted that to be like, it would be awesome if I did this all the time?
I love doing it, and it would be awesome to do that all the time, but I don't know how familiar you are with the financial realities of the comic business.
Sure, but...
Yeah. So we got really fortunate, and we won a contest with POW, which is Stan Lee's media company, for a new superhero webcomic, which means we make some money, and it means my artist is not homeless.
That's good.
So we do get paid, but most of that money, pretty much all of that money, pays my art team. So I work with an amazing artist who is in the US. He used to work on Archer.
Awesome.
But now he does Bad Guys and a bunch of freelance stuff. If there's show notes or anything, we should totally link to his stuff because he's awesome.
Absolutely.
I love working with him.
I'll get you to give me every link here tonight before we go, and I'll put it all in the description for the audio listeners. So.
For sure. And our colorist works on video game art as well. So I'm very fortunate to work with some amazing artists. I just write. I have no artistic merit.
I understand. I also do not have an artistic bone in my body.
Yeah. I absolutely love doing it, and it's awesome that people read this thing that we make, but it's always a hobby for me, you know? It's a hobby that I'm fortunate enough that I get paid a little bit for, but it's not a full-time gig.
How did you end up in that competition? You just saw it, you were like, I will enter. That'll work.
Okay, so we've been working on this comic for about 3 years now.
Shit.
Yeah.
Right.
That's when I first started writing on it. A couple of months after that, Orlando, who's the artist, came on board. And then
you were like, "Holy shit, this guy! Yeah, please do my art." Like, how do you connect with these artists? Like, how did you just do that?
Reddit. There is a subreddit for comic collaborations, and I put out an ad.
Yeah.
And I got a bunch of replies, but Orlando was literally the first person to reply, and we got on super well, and his style fit perfectly, and we've been working on it together ever since. So we spent about 2 years getting the first issue kind of drawn and colored and lettered, all that shit. And then we're like, okay, we need to start shipping this out to publishers now to see if someone wants to actually pay us for this thing that we've spent 2 years making. And we did. We got a couple of offers, but nothing was really right. And we saw this contest. I was like, oh, hey, Stan Lee has his name on this. I guess he knows stuff about comics.
He's okay at comics.
He's okay. He's okay.
He's got a thriving future in the comic industry.
Yeah, exactly.
One day.
So we entered in the contest, and like the first round was all fan voted, and we wound up in the top 3 of that. And then we went on to the next round, which was internal, and we wound up winning that about a year and a half ago, which was massive for us. Like, it was so cool just to be like, just to have proof that people liked what we were doing, Mm-hmm. Like, it's always really nerve-wracking to put something creative out there and go, I hope people like this. And to get that kind of feedback that people did was huge, and I can't even say how much it means. And then a few months after that, after the deal with the webcomic company came out, we kind of reformatted because it's a mobile-first web company called Webtoons. So we turned it from traditional comic pages into like long strips. So the idea is you can read it on your phone, scrolling through.
Yeah, you scroll down. Yeah.
Yeah. And when our first couple of episodes dropped a few months after that, and the comments were coming through, and they're all positive. I was at like some work event, like some lunch, and I was just kind of sneakily on my phone reading the comments under the table, and like everyone was like, "Oh, this is hilarious, this is awesome," and I got so emotional, I started to cry a little bit at this work lunch. It's like, what's wrong? It's like, oh, nothing. But yeah, we've been doing weekly comics for just over a year now. We had our 1 year anniversary a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, fantastic, dude.
Yeah, I love doing it. Please check it out, because it's a thing we put out there that we're very proud of.
Hell yeah, do all the things. That's like, you see, I feel like you have the same reaction every time. Well, mine is weird, but like every once in a while I'll go to a convention and someone come up and I'll be like, Matt, I'll be like, I'm doing the mental Rolodex. I'm like, how do I know this person? And I'm like slowly flipping through in the head and I'm like, I'm like, oh, I listen to your podcast. I go, oh, why? Like,
well, I gotta say, I take offense to that. Everyone, like, if someone comes to me, go listen to a podcast, I'm like, oh, awesome, thank you. Matt goes, why are you listening to this piece of shit? Like, just support the product.
It's never this piece of shit. I want to know why. I go, why? And then I go, you're really, really entertaining. And I go, oh, thanks. And because to me, this whole podcast is just the 3 of us talking. And I don't ever really consider that there are people that then listen to it.
Man,
like,
I am so absolutely the worst at that. Like, I will write stuff, and before I publish it, I'll send it to a few people, and it's like, oh, did you like it? I'm like, yeah, it was great. It's like, what did you like about it? Tell me specifically.
Break it down. Send me it in a document in 400 words or less. Like,
exactly.
Or more than 400 words. Plenty of words. 4,000 words.
Yeah. Write me something longer than the thing I sent you, telling me what you liked about it.
And spell check.
Tell me I'm great. Tell me why I'm great.
Well, it's not even that. If it's bad, tell me why it's bad, and I can fix it. But just tell me things other than, oh, yeah, it was good.
Oh, that's fantastic. All right, Pez, do you have a couple questions you wanted to ask, buddy?
I do. Just while we're on the pack stuff, so like I see this a lot, and we spoke to it a little bit earlier. So when the job opening went, there was the whole jokes going around. It's like, oh, the new Yug, is he going to drink tequila?
New Yug.
Yeah, pretty much the next Yug, because like we can all argue, Yug throws a big shadow. He's, like you said, a pillar in the industry.
He does.
Now, what I did hear him say once too.
I feel like you just called Yug fat.
No, what did I say? Did I call him fat?
He's a pillar. The shadow is because of his metaphorical stature, not his physical stature.
I tried to fuck with Pez. It's funny.
I can't be mean to him anymore. He's a co-worker.
I was like,
no, you can't.
I will only be mean to his face.
So how does it make you? Because I know, like, and I wonder how it makes him feel too. Because everyone's like, okay, we got the next Yug, but I imagine it's like you're saying too. It's like, no, I don't want to be the next Yug. I want to be the Luke. I'm going to be Luke. I want to create my own legacy.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that Reed Pop, when you got the position, it's like they want someone that's going to bring their own. I'm sure they don't want just the next Yug, because they've got Yug. Yug's awesome.
Yeah,
they
absolutely.
want the next awesome thing. So yeah, like just your thoughts on that. Like,
well, look, as you say, he is such a pillar, and it's because of him that PAX Australia is what it is. Like, he created that out of whole cloth. And you can never fault him for his drive, his ambition, his sheer grit in making that into what it is. And honestly, coming into the role, there was so much pressure to be the next Yug, to just kind of do what he did. But I need to live up to that reputation. I absolutely do. And there is a lot of pressure on me to be that guy, to make PAX Australia what it is. And I'm coming in on the 5-year anniversary, which, lucky me.
No pressure. Yeah.
No pressure. But it's great still having him as a resource. Like, I would not trade that in for anything. Having him there kind of mentoring and guiding and having that expertise is so invaluable. But as you said, like, in talks with them, I do have to bring myself to that role. And I feel like I've got a lot of ideas. I've got a lot of fresh things. And I'm not saying that PAX was getting stale by any means, but I'm saying that I feel confident that I can bring things that only I can bring to it.
That's it. And I remember, like, even like last year and the year before, you'd always see it. Yug would never keep stuff close to his chest. He would go, so if you were to name a convention, what would you name it? And like, what would you like to see at the entrance of PAX? Like, the beautiful thing about the PAX community, and I rarely see it, is there's not much trolls. There's not many trolls. Everyone's like, it's just so supportive. And especially when the role went out, it's like when you got announced, everyone's like, this is awesome. This is great. Like, it's such a welcoming community. And PAX, and I know Yug's done such a great job of like building this such nice community. There's no hate, there's anything like that. And like, I feel you got the most warmest welcome that I've ever seen anyone like when they walk into a job role, because like, just like when MCV posts out like, such and such just started working in here, everyone's like, oh, congratulations. When you started working at Repop, you got the job. You had like a brass band and everything on social media. It was amazing. And I was really proud to be part of that community. And I was like, it's only going to get better.
Yeah.
And not to give yourself a big head, but they've picked the perfect person for the job in my mind.
Thank you very much, man. And honestly, that's like that story I was saying about when that comic first went live and all those comments came in. Like, having the support of the community means more to me than anything else getting announced that I'm doing this role now, because PAX is what it is because of that community, and I will not be able to do this job without them. So having their support means so very much. Like, I know we're getting all schmaltzy here, we're not talking shit anymore, but honestly, I have to for a little bit, because that's like, being a part of this industry means so much to me, and I never thought I'd be able to break into it, and here I am. But having the support of that industry is even more meaningful than that. Like, delivering for this community, I understand the pressure, I understand the responsibility, but there's a drive not to let those people down,
Yeah. 100%.
You're not going to give him a big hit anyway, dude. We already called him like Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put.
That's the highest praise can get.
Tomorrow, I'm going to put.
I'm going to get that on my business
Ruffalo.
cards, man.
Mark Ruffalo.
Content manager and Mark Ruffalo.
/ Mark Ruffalo.
On the business card. All right, well, let's talk about some games. We all love games, hey? How cool are games?
We do, man. Let's bring this shit right down. We were getting way too emotional.
Alrighty, so at some stage in your life, you played video games. They're tops. So, as a young Mark Ruffalo, before running around,
as a young Mark Ruffalo,
and what was Mark Ruffalo's? I'm trying to think of an early Mark Ruffalo movie, the one with how he was a ghost with Reese Witherspoon.
Oh shit! Yeah, that
Ghost Man, I think it was called. I don't know, probably not.
Ghost Ruffalo.
Ghost Ruffalo.
Ruffalo. Oh no. Anyway, so your very first game you ever played. And just throw it out there, Yug's first game he ever played was Tex Murphy.
Oh shit!
Which?
Why do you make it? Why would you mention that? Why would you do that?
Okay, so the very, very first game I ever played, I would have been 3 or 4 years old, maybe even younger.
Right.
It was one of the old, the old Nintendo one-game handhelds?
Yes, yeah.
It was the original Donkey Kong.
Right.
It wasn't even mine; it was my uncle's.
Is that when it was called Jumpman?
No. It was still branded Donkey Kong.
Okay, yeah.
But it was like an old single Donkey Kong handheld. That was the very first game I ever played.
Right. How did you come by that? Did someone just hand it to you?
Yeah, like my uncle had it. It's like, hey, this
yeah,
is pretty cool. First game I ever owned was like a little bit after that. It was like classic Game Boy with one of those kind of 5-in-1 variety games.
I thought you were going to say 5-in-1 originally. I'm like, 5-in-1? Oh no, Donkey Kong. Yeah, 5-in-1. Yeah, you had the pipe one.
Yeah.
I love that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was like my first proper game where it was like, oh, hey, I've played a whole bunch of these. What's next?
Yeah.
But that was like my very first, I'm going to get obsessive about this game.
Yeah. All right, so, okay, before I jump into what your favorite game is...
I guess that shows my age a little bit.
So, was there a game growing up that just, it hooked you that, like, video games are awesome. This is great. Like, I want to just play video games for the rest of my life.
Ooh. I feel like this is such an obvious answer, but I got to say Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, do you be surprised? A lot of people say it with good reason. So is that your favorite game, or is that the game that just hooked you?
I think that's the one that hooked me. Like, you could go back further to some Super Nintendo stuff, but Ocarina of Time is the first game I played where it's like the production and the scope and the scale and the music and the gameplay, everything about it was just perfect.
Yeah.
Not my favorite game. Not even my favorite Zelda game. My favorite Zelda game is Majora's Mask.
Right.
Yes. It's so good.
Like, it was
so good.
Perfect follow-on from Ocarina because it's like so dark. And my absolute favorite thing about that game, like, I love side quests, and that game does side quests like no other Zelda game. But the whole kind of repeating 3-day cycle thing is amazing. But what sells me on that game is the fact that even if you are perfect, you cannot save everyone. There is no way to complete every quest and beat every boss and save the world on one playthrough. You just don't have enough time. Mm-hmm. And, like, that's heartbreaking. But that is so amazing to put that in a game from, 15 years ago.
I love that writing off at the very start of that game where you've come from, like, well, imagine you've come from what happened in Ocarina of Time, and you're like, yeah, I'm the big king. Shit, I'm fucking awesome. Beat the shit again. And this skull kid just shows up and is like, no, you're not, and just bitch slaps the shit out of you, steals your horse, and goes, haha, fuck you, and leaves. And you go, oh, crap. Like, you just get put in your place so quickly. It's like, oh, I feel small again. I feel so small again. It's great. I love it.
It's so good. It's so good.
Okay, so we'll skip forward. So, favorite game of all time?
Ooh, favorite game of all time. Look,
this can be board games too, by the way.
Oh, wow.
If it makes life really difficult for you, I had a top 5 list, but I did give them in order.
Oh, I can do a list. A list is way easier.
Can you do it in order?
So, yeah, no order. I can't play favorites. You're asking me to pick between my children, man.
Yes, I am.
I don't care what anyone says. That's easy. Everyone has a favorite child.
Okay, so Majora's Mask definitely goes on there.
Mm-hmm.
There is a game that I doubt anyone has ever heard of called Mr. Jack, which is a 2-player board game where it's all like a hex grid with one player as a detective, one player as Jack the Ripper, and there's 8 different characters on the board, and one of them is secretly Jack the Ripper, and Jack the Ripper knows, and the detective needs to work that out by, like, jumping between positioning and, like, revealing certain players but hiding others, while Jack just needs to escape. And it's like the tensest, most outthinky board game I've ever played. It's fucking incredible. Again, on the board game front, Arkham Horror, which is a game that takes way too long, but it's like H.P. Lovecraft themed. You're in a city trying to save the world. You will generally lose, but it's completely clunky and so poorly designed, but the narrative and the fun you get playing that game is incomparable. I've got to give a shout out to Donkey Kong 64, which was one of the best platformers I've ever played. I went back recently and clocked that game, which I don't even know why I did that.
Wait, when you say clock, did you get the kill screen?
Yeah.
Nice, Jesus.
I got every single collectible in that game. It was not fun. It was not a fun time.
Ruined my enjoyment of that game so quickly.
In terms of what I'm super obsessed with right now, it's got to be Overwatch. Like, I thought I would be tired of that game by now, but I am so on board. Like, I just keep going back. And I know a lot of that is Blizzard and the way they just design games that you need to obsessively play over and over and over.
Mm-hmm.
But even when I'm losing, Overwatch is just such a blast, you know?
Yeah. All right, who's your main?
I think I'm at 4 now.
Who's your main in Overwatch?
So yeah, who's your main? He's frozen.
Luke.
He looks really intense.
Did I drop out?
Yeah, you just froze there for a second.
Okay, back. Last one was Overwatch. I think that's at 4. And
who's your
5.
Who's your main in Overwatch, real quick?
Okay, who's my main, or who do I wish was my main?
Both.
So who do you main
Both.
at the moment?
Okay, so I'm playing a lot of support just because I'm usually the last to pick and I fill. So I play a lot of Mercy and Zen.
Yep.
Zenyatta is so good. I mean, he just tears you up. But I love Diva. I am such a sucker for Diva.
Right. So my aiming's terrible. I'm a Junkrat man.
Just spam shit, man.
I'm actually really good with Junkrat. Like, if I want to hit something, I can ricochet it off 2 things and hit. I'm really good with Junkrat. But I have anything else, I'm just terrible. I'm getting a little bit better at Reinhardt. I like just, and
Reinhardt's fun, man. He's broken as shit right now, but he's super fun.
I started off with Bastion because he was broken. And I was like, yeah, just spam. Then they broke him, and then he's kind of okay now. But you, as soon as you pick Bastion, everyone's like, oh, Bastion. I'm like, ah. Oh. So I just, it's frustrating. Right. So sorry, number 5.
All Farah. All day.
I gotta be real old school here and say Tetris, because Tetris is the perfect game. Like
some would argue
it kind of is.
You can, but like it is gaming in its purest form, because you instantly know the rules. It's just like tessellate and clear blocks, and all that matters is how good you are. All that matters is how fast you can be. And I have sunk so many hours into Tetris. Like, I love Tetris as a game. We've been playing like competitive Puyo Puyo Tetris in the office, which is where like you're all playing Tetris at the same time, but when you clear blocks, random blocks get added to other people's screens.
Yeah.
And it's just outlast other players, which is so fun. But I don't know, like the fact that it's one of the oldest games ever made, but still such a staple, I think speaks to the, I guess, purity of it, like the design of it. It's so hard to fault because it does what it sets out to do perfectly.
So did you like for like when they bring it, like when Candy Crush was a thing, like did you get into that?
Okay, I'm going to show you something right now that I'm not real proud of.
Oh, okay, here we go.
It's not Candy Crush, but I absolutely 100% sure do have Marvel Puzzle Quest on my phone.
Dude, Marvel Puzzle Quest, I've got it on my iPad. It's so fun.
It's so fun.
It is.
And it's a match 3 game. I should not be that invested in a match 3 game.
I haven't actually played it for about about 3 weeks now, but so good.
Okay, good. I'm glad I'm not alone here.
I want to, because I feel that we sunk so much time in the Game of Thrones chat. I just want to banter about that, but I want you back on the podcast again. Don't get me wrong. So we'll talk about that then. All right. So now this is a tricky one. Most hated game.
Can I also say Overwatch? Because
I generally you can, but there's definitely a game you hate more.
Oh, there is, but like, okay, so Overwatch tilts me more than anything else. I try not to tilt, but fuck, man, playing Overwatch, it's not great. It's not. But most hated game. Ooh.
We've got a default one if that helps.
Oh, what's the default?
FIFA.
Oh, like.
We've had a bunch of people that be like, I don't have the most hated game. We're like, what about FIFA? They go, oh, I fucking hate FIFA.
Like, I actually don't mind FIFA, but it's like...
Okay, what I'm going to do here is put a category of games out, if that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say my most hated games are the WWE series.
What?
I fucking love wrestling.
Yeah.
But
all of them.
Wrestling games should be the easiest thing in the world to make. But they're always way too clunky, and like the character models are a little bit off. And
not even like Here Comes the Pain. That was the shit.
Okay, no. Like I'm talking like the WWE 2K whatever series.
Oh, okay,
like,
the newer stuff. The newer
No
stuff.
Mercy was fucking amazing.
Man. Oh yeah, I was about to say, I'm about to get angry real quick. Like, how dare you?
For me,
how dare you?
When they did the WWE SmackDown on PlayStation 1, that's where it ended for me. I was like, that's where they stopped getting good, because you had awesome interactive campaign, like they did the story mode. It'd just go forever, but now it's just the game is just terrible. You can't go, but like the old games, we used to be able to like run backstage, run into like the car park, then all of a sudden you're out on the street next to
rolling in the car park.
Yeah, then you're in the bar across the street. Like it was so good, but this one you can't. Yeah, and the fighting is terrible.
I hate them and love them in the same way I hate and love pro wrestling.
Yeah,
like it could be so much more than what it is, but. I love wrestling so much, but it's so bad, and I acknowledge that. Like I'm in a wrestling T-shirt right now.
Southpaw
Regional Wrestling. Tex Ferguson.
But I swear to God, if you have a Bullet Club shirt on, I'm going to be pissed.
I do not have a Bullet Club shirt. I don't own a Bullet Club shirt.
Okay, that's good.
But wrestling games. It should be so easy to model, but like they make it a fighting sport when that's not what wrestling is. It's not a fight. It's weird
drama.
And theatrical and dramatic, and it's not over the top enough when they make games. And I think, it's just been a long time since I've made something that's realized wrestling in a video game form.
Yeah, I get you. I'm
just trying to figure. For me, like I'd still buy them. But for me, it's buy, make a character, make sweet moves, play, realize how terrible it is, and then I just uninstall it. That's the sad truth. And like, that's not being me and just going, oh, no, I play it, then I uninstall it. That's the sad truth. That's actually what I do. Like,
but if you want actual most hated video game, Superman 64, and anyone who says anything else hasn't played Superman 64.
I've played it. Mine's Demon Souls,
so
but
bad.
for just for stupid reasons. But yeah, that is such a bad game. That is known as the world's worst game, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I forgot what mine was. I forgot what my answer was. It was a long time ago. I think it was the one that disappointed me. I think I picked worst game. It was the one that made me the saddest. I think it was Mass Effect 3.
Oh, so Bioshock Infinite.
I honestly liked Bioshock Infinite. Like,
I didn't mind it. I was like, it didn't deserve the reverence that people gave it. Where it was Bioshock Infinite. I was like,
it was better gameplay than the first two, but the story, I think it was outshone by the DLC.
So I never actually I wanted to go play the DLC, but they brought out a DLC prior to it. It was like a wave mode, like a survival mode. Yeah. And I was so disappointed in that because I want more story. And then, but I don't know. It was just, it was fun. It was an emotional ride. I actually loved the little snippets of like music they put in there. Like they had like that quartet band, like that acapella band singing like "Girls Just Want to Have Fun." Like it's just, and when she opens a time riff, you can hear Tears for Fears playing "Everybody Wants to Rule the World." I love the little Easter egg stuff like that. But then I just felt, when I finished it, I actually felt depressed. Like I really felt depressed, and I didn't like that I felt depressed after finishing the game. Not like, oh, I'll never get to play it again. I'm like, this story really depressed me. It really depressed me. I never want a girl. I never want to have a daughter.
You should play Spec Ops: The Line if you want to get really depressed.
That is one.
That works. That's effective.
So you clear the game. Thanks for asking the questions. And we're going to slide over to more questions. All right, Maddie, last week, actually, I got a comment too, Maddie. Before we went into questions, I asked you, Maddie, you got anything to rant about this week? And you went on a little rant. Do you have any little rants you want to go on? Because people actually like that.
Mine did they really?
Yeah, they did.
It was fun. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I think last week it was about the weirdness of why are no games released in July and June and things like that, which still baffles me currently. I still haven't been given a good answer since then, other than because they don't, or Christmas. And I'm like, yeah, thank you. Appreciate. I couldn't have figured that one out on my own. I really appreciate that. I don't know. I don't have a lot of good rant material. I really don't. Not at the moment. Because like I said, I've just been lost in the Fallout world. Although I guess my only thing would be when I play New Vegas is like my rant as to like why don't people make RPGs like that anymore? Like I don't.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Why were you so determined to kill Benny so spectacularly?
Because it's one of those things where like I love that a game gives you the ability more than giving you the different weapons you can kill him with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'll use another Fallout game as an example, which is like if you take like a General Autumn in Fallout 3. It's like your options for killing that guy is killing that guy. And sure, you can pick any weapon in the game you want to kill that guy. But it comes down to you're going to take him in one-on-one combat. Where with Benny, you could just run into the casino and start shooting up the place if you really want to, or you could take him up into his room privately and kill him there. Or if you're a female character with a Black Widow perk, you could sleep with him and then kill him in his sleep after having sex with him, which is awesome. Or you don't kill him then and there and he runs off and then he gets captured by the Legion. And then if you're friends with the Legion, then you can either have him executed on the spot, or you can allow him to escape and see if he gets hunted down later, or you can choose to duel him in the arena in a 1v1 thing, or you can have him crucified. Like, and it gives you such a multitude of options of the ways that you want to deal with this asshole. And I love that it does that. It allows you to play the character rather than like, well, I guess I get to kill him. But it's like, what if I was going to do the like, I'm going to seduce this guy and I'm playing the kind of character that, that I'm going to use my feminine charms to go in and get him into bed and then fucking smother him with the pillow or something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Why don't I get those options? And then I guess that comes in as why don't more RPGs give that? Where I feel like the
play tabletop RPGs, they all do that.
And I do, and I do, but I feel like a lot of RPG games now have you doing the Mass Effect thing, which is you're not creating a character.
Don't talk to me about Mass Effect RPGs where it's just binary, are you good or are you evil? That's it.
Yeah, but
the first two were even worse because you were incentivized to be fully one way or fully the other, or you actually missed out on stuff in the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which is ridiculous. That's not a role-playing game.
Well, those games that you're playing a role, but you're playing the role you've been given. You know what I mean? You don't make the character.
Shit. How did I forget Witcher 3 in my top 5 games? Witcher 3.
No, you can't go back. It's official. He hates Witcher 3. It's official. Put that in the description.
Witcher 3 is amazing because that's another one where like it gives you like choices and options and nuance. I love the fact that when you meet like was it Witcher 3 or 2? I can't remember which. Where you meet like the king, and like you have to go and see the. I think it's in 3. And instead of
3, I think
in any other game, you would ride your horse through the front door, ride your horse right up to the king, the guy with the exclamation mark above his head, and go right, quest me. But in The Witcher 3, it's like, no, you're meeting the king, and they're going to teach you they make you bathe and shower and teach you like how to greet him properly and what clothes to wear.
You can completely ignore that if you want to.
And then but then he'll act accordingly, and I love that. That's like, no, you're meeting a king. He's not just a guy; he's the king. Like there's nuance to meeting the king. It's like meeting the queen. You don't just meet the queen. Like there's formality to this shit, and I love when an RPG does that. Like. Because it makes the world feel real. It's the reason when I talk about the differences between Fallout 3 and 4, where Fallout 3 I love, and the story of that is great, and the way that they build the world in that is great. But it's not a believable world. Because at the end of the day, the simple thing if you're playing Fallout 3 is you wander around and you go, great, but what do they eat? Yeah. You just ask yourself that question everywhere you go. You go, Megaton, cool, look at the opening doors and they built it around the nuke. That's awesome. But what do they eat? Like there's no food, and they have Brahmin, but I guess they use them as pack animals. Like they're not really eating them, so like.
Well, they have like mole rat on a stick in the fridges. Like.
But where do they get it?
They kill mole rats.
Yeah, they kill mole rats.
Like, but where? Where are the mole? Are they farming mole rats? Or
I don't know, man. I've never had a problem finding mole rats in Fallout.
Yeah, I know they're just everywhere.
Thing like Rivet City out on like the aircraft carrier. That's super cool. But what do they eat?
What do they eat?
Like, what do they drink? They're sure not drinking out of the water that's
there's always that asshole when you walk into Rivet City. He's like, "You got any water?" I'm like, "I do," but he really he gets you like, "Oh, the guy."
You're an NPC. You don't need to eat.
Yeah.
But whereas if you play New Vegas and a lot of the RPGs where I feel like they give your character more nuance and choice, When you first walk out of Good Springs, when you leave Doc Mitchell's house, they have a guy there growing corn, and you see that they have the bighorners for food. Also, that's what they eat. But what about New Vegas? New Vegas is huge. There's so many people there. Surely they go, oh, and they have the NCR sharecrop. Like, that's what they eat. Like, this is a world that people have thought about. It's a believable world that exists. You understand because it makes sense like a world should. And they don't get to use the Skyrim logic of like, well, there's magic. They just magic up some food, which is you can use in any fantasy setting. But when you're grounding it even a little bit in reality, then when you put that attention to detail in, it makes it so much nicer. And I don't know why not as many of those games exist anymore. Maybe it's because it takes longer to make it and to have all those options. But New Vegas got made in 18 months.
Crops, but programmers need to put that in the game, and art designers need to design crops, and that's boring.
Yeah, of course, it's boring.
It makes it feel so much more real.
Mm-hmm. It's the difference between me enjoying your game and me with New Vegas, where I get immersed into that game. It like sucks me in, and it's like there's no escaping it because it feels so realistic to me. Like I do things in that game that I know doesn't make sense when you get immersed in a proper world. Same with like Half-Life 2. Half-Life 2 pulls me in. I've played it a bunch of times now, and it sucks me in every time because I believe in that world. To the point where when you're escaping the train station at the start, when I escape, I always close the doors behind me. I know I don't need to do that, but my brain says
but you do anyway.
You should close the doors behind you so they don't know where you're going. Because I'm fully invested to this. I'm like, that's what I do. I close the door. They can't see me. Okay, good. And you'd slink away. Like that's what I would do, and that's how I act. Even though I know gameplay-wise, it has no effect whatsoever. But that's the difference between that immersion, and I miss that in a lot of games. I really do. I miss that in RPGs where I get to create the character rather than an RPG where you've given me a character and I get to pick the choices that they make, which is fine. Like I don't mind that, but I know which one I prefer. Like I'll still play Mass Effect and I'll still play Fallout 3, and I still will enjoy those. I'll play those games, but I'll only play them once.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that's why I loved Firewatch so much.
Yeah.
Like that should also be in my top 5, but it wasn't. I guess I hate it. But
anything not the 5 is terrible.
It's a game entirely defined by what you say to one other person. That's it.
It's So I played that. I started that game and finished it in an afternoon. But that was so. Just. Yeah, it was just so driven. Like the conversation was that game. I found the walking around and all that, and like it was a beautiful looking game. But the conversation with I can't remember her name with the lady Delilah was the game. And you didn't want to bugger up what you said to her. You wanted to make sure that she was happy and
you just got so invested. And like I've played through it a bunch of times, and I picked different conversation options like on different playthroughs.
Yeah.
But the genius of it is, no matter what you say and when, it still feels like Henry is a character. It's not Good Shepherd or Bad Shepherd. It's just all Henry.
Yeah, this is Henry that came from a very bad relationship with a very sad
situation.
Like he's what they.
Game is heartbreaking.
Have you played Firewatch, mate?
Yes.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil the plot for anyone who hasn't played it, but
some people might not have.
Yeah.
My brain is now doing just what I experienced in New Vegas and enjoying it, even though I didn't at the time. So I went and I'm like, I'm finally killing Benny. Sick. But as I go in, I go, oh, stop at the Lucky 38 first. See what Mr. House wants. Oh, he's giving me a penthouse suite. That's awesome. And then I'm going to come down and I'll kill Benny. And as you walk out of the Lucky 38, they go, oh, you hear people around go, oh my God, someone got let into Lucky. No one's been in there in years. That's amazing. I can't believe they finally let someone in. And it's this big like hush where everyone's talking about it. And then when I got to Benny, I couldn't kill him the way I wanted to do by seducing him, because he was like, oh, so you're the lady that went into the Lucky 38. Because he knew, and the neurons fired in his head. He's like, oh man, House is coming to kill me. Like he sent this person to kill me. Of course she's not going to seduce me. She wants me dead. So I no longer had that option. And at the time, I was pissed. I'm like, this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to show that kind of way to kill him. But now it's like, in my brain, it's like, of course that's how that worked. You left the Lucky 38. Everyone's immediately talking about it. It's something that hasn't happened in years and years and years. And of course, someone who is a big player at one of the big casinos, of course he knows. Of course the news would get back to them. And of course, the fact that he knows he's trying to fuck over House, his brain's going to go, oh my God, that whoever that person is, they're coming from, he must have called someone in to come to kill me. It must be about me. So his paranoia is kicking in. And as soon as he sees that it's you, the person he shot, he's like, oh, of course that's who it is. He's brought them back. He's brought back the person that I wronged. And so who better than the person I wronged to go and kill me? And I love that. Like, that's how that works. Like, I can see the sense of why his brain would go to that and why it's programmed that way. And it's so fucking nice. Like, even though I was upset and angry, because I'm like, I can't seduce this motherfucker and kill him now. But of course, but I shouldn't be able to, because it would make no sense that I would still be able to do that. This is how it should work. This is the progression of the options that I've made. Even though they don't seem linked, they are. And I love it. I love it. I want every RPG to be like that. I really do. And it's selfish of me, because I know it takes a lot of time. And what's selfish of me is like, oh, it takes a lot of time and effort. And then I go, City and did it in 18 months. So surely you guys can do it too. Like, maybe it's me being a jerk about things, but that's all I want. That's all I want, and I love it.
And that's this week's rant by Matty.
That's kind of my rant.
It's a very positive rant.
No, it's good to be passionate about stuff in this day and age.
The last one was a positive rant, man. It's like, I just want games in July. Like, why isn't there anything out? Like, it'd be nice. It really would. That's all I want. That's all I want. I'm a nice guy now. I'm simple. I'm not difficult to please. There are a couple of things we should talk about briefly before I forget about them. One is that the Australian speedrunning marathon is currently happening. Yeah. It's on right now. Those guys are raising money for Beyond Blue, and I watched the dude do Dark Souls 1 today in under an hour. He did it in 55 minutes, and I'm sitting there going, oh.
My God, and I've been playing it for 17 hours, yeah.
He didn't die. He didn't die once. I don't think I've watched him die once.
That's incredible.
He ran through the entire thing with no deaths in 55 minutes. So like a savage.
Wow.
We had the gentlemen on, Ethan and Alex, two weeks ago. And so if anyone that's watching right now, and you can still do it if you listen to the audio podcast, but if you go down on twitch.tv/YouGameBro down below, you can see the link there. You can donate Beyond Blue. That will go straight to their cause. Or you can go on to twitch.tv/ASU Speedrun Marathon, which I'll be sending everybody over to after the stream tonight.
They have links there as well.
Yeah, they have links there as well. It's a great cause. Great cause.
It's awesome. And the other crazy thing that happened in gaming over the weekend was Evo. And Evo was fun.
Yeah.
I fucking love Evo. I love it every year. I got a little upset that that Melee wasn't on the big stage on the Sunday. Like, I had Smash 4 on the Sunday, but they had Melee finals the day before. And I was like, man, come on, Melee's one of the biggest fighting games of the world now. Like, put them on the big stage, in the Mandalay Bay, so they can have that kind of, they can enjoy that kind of crowd for Armada, who was the champion. But Smash 4 was super, super, super good, and we had the upset where Zero went down. And then fucking Street Fighter was awesome. Street Fighter was so good. It was so much fun. I don't even want to talk about it. Like, if people don't know what happened, like, I don't want to give, like, results. Like, go watch the VODs. They're fucking great. Like, in that, when you hear the casters are excited, and you can see the players and the concentration, and you can hear the fucking crowd of thousands behind them reacting to it. Oh, it's so good. I love it. I love Evo. Well, the first time I ever got into Evo, I'd watched it probably 5 or 6 years ago, or however long it was, and we all it was just me and a bunch of mates. They were in the US and Europe, whatever it was, and we all sat on Skype or TeamSpeak. I think it was 30 of us in TeamSpeak, and someone would be a couple seconds ahead. So you hear one of them go, oh, and you're like, oh shit, good stuff's coming, and you'll just sit there waiting for it. Here it comes.
So we watched, awesome. Myself, Maddie, and Latovsky, we watched the E3 conference, and Maddie must have been 10 seconds behind us, and we're going, whoa, and then we're like screaming, then they would go quiet. We're really listening to what they're going. We're trying to pay attention. Then all of a sudden, Maddie goes, "Oh my god!" No! And then we completely missed everything.
That's awesome.
Cool. Yeah, Evo was fucking amazing this year. Go and find VODs. They put them up on YouTube fairly quickly. Otherwise, you can still go and watch them on Twitch, I believe. And they're so good. They're so fucking good. I just wanted to make sure that we talked about those two things because they were the shit. They were the shit.
So we're going to dive into questions. So I'm going to go to the, weirdly enough, this is the second time this happened. Got an email. This is from Lee Dorian. He wants to know, from all of us, would we rather have the ability to stop time?
It's not even a
this is going to be awesome. This is going to be awesome.
Why is it in an email?
I know.
I take some long essay.
The Pez at You Game Bro podcast.
It's like, no, it's just.
I really got to take that off my Twitter. Anyway, he goes, I want to know, which power would you like the most? Freeze time or to teleport?
Teleport.
So I want freeze time.
No. I hate flying a lot. If teleportation can immediately solve my fear of flying. My fear of flying is the number one thing that stops me going places.
Like, how does this teleportation work? Is it like where you can see, or you can just teleport to a location? Do you have to have been there before?
Didn't specify, did he?
No, he
so you're just assuming the best possible kind of teleportation.
Of course I am. Why would you not assume the best possible kind?
I'm going to give you...
You're going to assume that you'd only freeze time for 5 seconds at a time? No, you're going to assume you could properly fucking stop it,
I mean,
right?
if you look at it like this, freezing time is essentially teleporting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I still have to do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the thing is, if I freeze time, I can't get on a plane. The fucking rest of it's frozen.
If it is your fucking platonic ideal best possible case teleportation, I'll take that. If it's teleportation as a random reasonable person would assume, I'll take freeze time.
Fuck off.
So
I mean teleportation, he means like proper, like...
So I actually thought about
I want to be in
flying
Japan
part.
now. Like...
So I thought about the flying part, and I actually enjoy flying because that's a time where I get to sit there and I'm like, I've got my Vita, I've got my Switch. This is time where I know I can't do anything else. I can just have some Pez time. Put my headphones in, that's fine. Fair enough, you have the fear of flying, understandable. Don't have that fear. I look at that and go, that's possibly 20 hours, 12 hours where I just get me time. I don't get that anymore. And freeze time, I've been thinking about this all day. I'm like, it got to the point where I actually started to get a bit psychotic. I'm like, you could be like a hero, but you'd get a hammer. Like, if someone's like trying to rob a bank, you can freeze time, hit him in the knee with a hammer, and then they're good. Then all of a sudden, then I'm trying to rig sporting events by hitting people in the knee with a hammer. I'm like, no, this is getting too crazy. I'm just hammering people with knees.
That's even like teleporting. You can teleport into the bank vault, take the money, teleport out. But there's so many comfortable ways to use teleporting.
Here's my argument with this.
So with you on the flight thing, though.
Yeah, it is.
I had a 10-hour flight to Taipei a couple of weeks ago, and it was awesome just to have 10 hours where it's like, oh, I can't do anything. I'm just going to read, watch a couple of movies.
I spent 10 hours going, why am I on the ground? I want to be on the ground, please.
Oh, because magic gnomes keep the metal sky tube in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I'm in a metal tube. I'm in a pressurized metal tube, fucking 10 kilometers above the ground,
when you think
hurtling through the sky. Nothing about this is right. Everything about this is wrong. This needs to stop right now. That's all my brain is doing.
But with the freeze time thing, I've been thinking about this. It's like, okay, you can freeze time for how long, but no matter what, like, if you freeze time, you can move through it. You're constantly aging. You're gonna die well before everybody else. Like,
I mean, I actually, I guess it would add up. It would add up.
You freeze time for like 10 years, you're like, you're in your 20s and you look 35.
It's
Jesus
like
Christ, you're aging horribly.
Yeah.
It's like, shut the fuck up.
Like, you
freeze time, take your pants down, fucking asshole.
I thought of fun stuff. Like, I'd really like to mess with people. Like, if someone goes to like the shops, to the service station to go pay for their fuel, like freeze time, swap them around. All of a sudden, the dude behind the counter's paying. Just little stuff like it. I thought it'd be fun. Like every time we talk to someone, just put their finger in their nose or their bum, whatever. Just have fun with it. Like,
hey, you can do all kinds of silly stuff. If you're at the petrol station, you just teleport in front of them and do a helicopter deck, teleport out. It's like, what the fuck just happened? It's like, it was just a naked dude. I swear.
Do you freeze all time everywhere, or is it localized?
I think it's everywhere. It'd have to work everywhere. I've been thinking
about
it.
If I'm going, you can teleport. Then you imagine you can freeze time everywhere. If you can teleport anywhere, you imagine you're freezing all of time.
And my apprentice
today
came up with something really clever. Like, I thought it was funny actually. He goes, "Okay, what would you do?" He goes, "I would. Oh, there's this dude at school I don't like. I would stop him when he has sex with his wife, and then drop him from with his girlfriend, and then I'd drop him from a plane, and then unfreeze time." I'm like, that's psychotic, but very funny at the same time.
How would you get to the plane?
I don't know.
How are you getting the plane
onto a plane and then out of the plane? You can't just open the door.
I know.
Yeah.
But I think you can, if you stop time, you can affect.
You assume that when you stop time, you can interact with.
Maybe
things,
if you
right?
can interact, like he said too, he goes, could you throw something? I said, imagine if you grab a ball, you throw it. The second it leaves you, you let go, it stops. But then when time starts, it's going to move. Like there's acceleration behind it.
That's like if I'm teleporting, can I teleport with whatever I'm holding?
This is
So
all
if I
theories to
grab
me.
a
I could be
briefcase,
completely wrong.
can I teleport with
You
it?
are naked every time you teleport. I'm sorry, you can't take clothes with you.
I'm still in on teleporting. I might be
that's
more
Matty,
in now.
yeah.
I might be more in.
Sign me up.
I might be happier. This is way better. I'm always just appearing as some naked dude.
All right, so I'm gonna say freeze time.
David Jones. I'm with teleporting. I'm with teleporting.
I'm leaning towards teleporting.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm with freeze time because then again, when you freeze time, you have all the time to yourself too, so the flying thing wouldn't matter.
I want the teleporting. Give me the teleporting.
Okay. All right. From that, I'd let you refresh the page.
What other questions do we have? Facebook questions.
I had one. I just closed the page with them all on it.
Why would you do that?
Because I'm an idiot.
Okay. As long as we have that on the record, that's all I wanted to know.
Yeah. Okay. Here it is.
Fine.
Okay, these are in no particular order. Okay, some of these ones are on the Facebook, and I'll go to the other email.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go to the other ones. Okay. Okay, this one's for you, Luke. This one's from Gillian Rizzo Smith. Is that how you pronounce it?
Oh, yeah.
Rizzo?
Yeah, Rizzo.
Why can't you pull off a beard?
I can pull off a beard.
You can. I was going to say you can.
I met Julian, and the question was, why can't he pull off a beard?
He can't. Can he?
No, look, he just needs to find the beard within.
I need to do that too.
Yeah,
Maddie needs to do that. Unless that
and failing that, like mascara, man, just draw it on.
Fucking Asian gene, I swear to God, it's the worst.
Yeah, we had a long, drunk conversation the first time we met Julian, trying to convince him to grow a beard. And then the next time we talked to him, he's like, I tried and it didn't work.
I tried and it hurt.
I know that. I understand that pain.
Yeah.
I understand that a lot. It sucks, but it happens.
It does.
All right.
We can't all be Mark Ruffalo.
No, we can't. Yeah. Do you have chest hair like Mark Ruffalo?
Just you and him.
Okay.
You can't show nipple. You can't show nipple.
No nipple.
You can't get your nips out.
That goes the whole way down, man.
Oh, you are Mark Ruffalo.
Woohoo!
That's how you go.
What was that the pose?
Yes. Mark Ruffalo.
Tomorrow when I put out the podcast, I'm gonna have that as the thumbnail as Mark Ruffalo.
That's gonna be the thumbnail. Hell yeah.
Okay. Next question comes in for our good friend Jennifer Shirul. Am I saying that right yet?
Jennifer Shirul.
Yeah. Yug has his magic tricks in tequila. What will you bring to the table as the new Yug?
So I had one of my friends suggest I take up knife throwing, which doesn't seem good.
No,
you go to a bar and you bring in like a spinning wheel. And like, give me this.
It's fine. It's not a knife. It's a party trick.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I don't have many parties. I go to karaoke a lot. Maybe that can be my thing.
Really? What's your song?
Oh man, there are so many. There are so many.
You have to pick one.
Two. What are your two? What are your two songs?
Okay, so one of my biggest go-tos is Weezer, Say It Ain't So, because all you do is scream that entire song.
Yep.
My other one is Bowie Heroes, because you don't need to be able to sing, you just need to be able to get real emotional.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Pez, what are your songs, by the way, while we're here?
My go-to one is Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Oh, Bonnie Tyler, fuck me up.
And Matty actually has footage of this next one, and he won't share it, thank God. It's Bohemian Rhapsody.
Bohemian Rhapsody, That's a whole room song, though.
Yeah, it's
well, this was actually a taxi cab.
Living on a Prayer. Living on a Prayer, Bohemian Rhapsody. Those are the room songs.
I'm hearing the fact we need to do karaoke soon.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Mine are I Believe in a Thing Called Love.
Oh,
and Gay Bar by Electric Six.
Such a good karaoke song.
I fucking love Gay Bar by Electric Six. It is my dad is in a punk rock band. He still is. He's 54 and it's amazing. And every once in a while they'll do covers. And if I go to one of these gigs and they do covers, he gets me up when they cover Gay Bar. I literally sing Gay Bar with my father and it's hilarious. It's the best time. I have a ball with that. It's the stupidest thing we do.
You have a ball with a gay bar.
With your dad.
You have a lot of balls in a gay bar. What's the next question?
All right, Alicia Peacock.
I've divulged too much.
Mrs. Hutto says, "Do you believe in the future?"
Yeah,
Yes.
future's definitely going to happen.
Can I freeze time or not?
Let's
definitely
break
believe
this down.
that.
Do you believe the future? Like, do you believe in where we're going for the future? Like, are we on the right path?
No.
No,
species?
no.
No,
We
God,
are
no.
running this planet into the fucking ground.
Yeah.
Oh, no. We're
I just
fine.
need this planet to be good for another 40 years, and then
40's a good stint. Another 40 years.
Another
Yeah.
40
After
years.
that's like, fuck it. I had a good run.
Yeah, that's
We'll
it.
move to the space station where it's either day or night.
Okay. Then Jack Hudson says, on a scale to flat to round,
fucking
how flat is the Earth?
Okay, the Earth is fucking round. If you say anything else, you're just a fucking idiot. But
He is.
okay, so
He is.
I was talking to someone about this, and they are accosted by flat earthers all the time. And I was like, okay, explain it to me, because so much doesn't make sense if the Earth is flat. But it's like it's a big disc surrounded by like ice walls, and it's like, how does that make sense?
Just go. That's the same argument every time. They go, the Earth's flat. It's kind of cool. Just go to the end of it then. Like, if it's flat, you have to get to the end of it eventually, right? Where it just goes, huh, and it just stops, right? Like, isn't
No,
that?
it doesn't go down. There's ice walls. There's ice walls. It's like Game of Thrones.
Go to the ice walls. Just go there.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
I love it.
I believe it's just. It has
just
to
like that
be
they
a bunch
exist.
of troll people. Are just. I think that people are just doing this just to push people's buttons. Like it's like. I think it's trolling at its greatest. Like, is this whole flat Earth bullshit? But
I think it's gone too far, and the trolls actually believe it now.
yeah,
It's like, actually, we make a lot of good points.
I don't think they do. I think they're just very dedicated trolls. Let's be real here. 4chan went from being a troll group to I feel like they had a major hand in putting like Donald Trump in the White House. So it's like I feel like trolls are just getting like slowly more elaborate, and this is just another one. To the point where this will soon be scientific fact, and it'd be like, how have they managed this? Like,
yeah, we live in a post-fact society. Who's to say if the Earth is round or not?
How flat is the Earth? Not very.
Yeah.
And do you believe in the future? I believe there will be a good one. I believe there will be one. I don't believe that it will be good.
Judging by
but
the
I
quality
believe
of
this it's happening.
Judging by the quality of these questions, the future does not look very great.
What else you got? Is there another?
Anything?
You got any more?
Oh yeah, we got heaps. I can never pronounce Jen's last name. Jen Christodoulou.
Sure.
Jen.
That'll do.
Yeah, Jen. How you going, Jen? Okay, if you had to eat, this is for you, Luke. Okay, she says, if he had to eat his way out of an igloo, what would he use for a fork?
Okay, igloos have exits. That's how you get in the first place.
No, if you had to eat your way out.
Okay, it's just ice, so you lick your way out of that bad boy.
You're gonna get your tongue stuck to the ice. You're fucked.
Yeah, you have to use a utensil.
You gotta scrape at it with something and then eat it.
I mean,
you can't just put your tongue on it, dude.
Okay, so here's my plan to escape an igloo, because apparently that's where we are right now.
Yes,
That's
it is.
the title of this podcast.
You chip off enough ice to liquefy it, and then you drink the water until you have to pee, and then you use your pee to melt your way out of the igloo.
Oh, strong.
I'm going to rename this episode as "Here's How I Escape an Igloo." Like,
look, I get creative. What do you want?
That was perfect. No, that's Finger Man. That's Finger Man.
Episode 57. Pissing on igloos. Like,
Pissing on igloos.
Just let him figure out the context. It'll be literally 2 hours into the podcast until that context comes up. So it will be fantastic for the first hour.
Because you'll see it eventually.
It makes everything better.
Okay, I got three. I was going to end it on this next one, but I got three more really good ones. Okay.
Yep.
Next one comes in from our guest last week, Justine Collar. She says, "Why is Neville the greatest of all time?"
Okay.
Neville?
So
Neville.
Adrian Neville is amazing.
Very good.
He is.
But he's not the greatest of all time. Greatest of all time is. Okay, my favorite pro wrestler. I'm not going to say greatest because I'm not going to Justine this. My favorite pro wrestler is Sami Zayn because he makes you fucking believe. He
all
makes
time.
you believe like no one else does.
Of all time.
And honestly, best match in the WWE in the past 10 years is Sami Zayn versus Adrian Neville. So I will give Justine that.
Him and Nakamura was also fucking magical.
Oh man,
that was.
I love Sami Zayn so much.
As far as people who sell like a champion, Sami and Ziggler sell like fucking champions. My favorite, and who I legitimately think is the greatest wrestler of all time, is Kurt Angle.
Boo.
I fucking love Kurt Angle.
The hardcore match with Shane McMahon at King of the Ring.
Oh my god! Yeah, the glass. Dude,
he puts him through the glass twice.
Just the guy's moonsault is beautiful. Like the
Angle is obscenely good.
The weird stuff that he could do, and then like as well as he was so funny. Like if you ever seen the scene, like the backstage scene with Stone Cold, where Stone Cold was the sheriff, and he's wearing the tiny cowboy hat. It's amazing. When
he doing Shawn Michaels' theme song when he's sexy Kurt.
I'm a sexy Kurt. I'll make your ankle hurt. Fucking when he comes out and they always keep doing the "you suck" and he's like, 7-minute promo. I refuse to come to the ring, and they go back. They come out. They do it again. They go back. They come out. They do it again. And then he was just like, "Fuck it," and just left. That was it. And there was no match. It was
Kurt
just
Angle
that.
Was
it was great.
So good.
He's the best. He's the best at doing the things. He really was.
But yeah, Justine, props to Neville, but my boy Sami Zayn. And watch that match. Tell me he doesn't make you believe. That's all I can say.
Sounds like a champion.
Ultimate Warrior.
Oh.
You think
the tassels, though. Yeah. The tassels.
It was all about the bicep tassels.
Yeah.
It's all about the bicep tassels and the face paint.
Yeah, straight to the Ultimate Warrior. All right. Okay, so second last question is from our question asker, the man himself, Wild.
Fuck.
This isn't a bad one. Which day of the week which day is the start of the week? Monday or Sunday?
Monday.
I think it's Monday.
I think it's Sunday.
Calendar says it's Sunday, but you don't treat that as the start of your week.
But if you go...
no.
Yeah, no. True.
Like, I know technically it's Sunday, but Sunday's a write-off. Sunday's another day in between weeks.
It's Monday. I don't know. In my world, it's always been Monday. I didn't even know it was potentially Sunday until like well into my teens. Every calendar I'd ever had and everything I'd ever been told was Monday.
Well, so, when do you get these calendars that start on Monday? I want to buy these calendars.
Well, no, if you go,
I don't know, man. It was the 90s. I could fucking tell you I was 6.
Okay, what I'll get you guys to do now, and anyone listening on PC or listening on the audio podcast on PC, just get your mouse scroll down right to where it says the time and date. Click on it. It has Monday.
Did I not say on a calendar it says Sunday?
But this one says Monday.
Mine says Monday on my calendar.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This one says Monday. Yeah.
When did that happen?
I just noticed.
I don't know. It's been happening for a while because I have Windows 7 still, so it's definitely been a thing for
Windows
a long
10,
time.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. So the answer is Monday. So says Bill Gates.
All right.
And he would know. He has the money to afford
he invented
the
week.
All right. This one's for Luke, and Luke, this one's a doozy, and we're going to end the podcast on this one. This question comes in from Nathan Bennett, and he wants to know. Nathan Bennett wants to know, what is your favorite game-related conference in Australia?
Game-related conference in Australia. That is a tough one.
It is a doozy.
I honestly, I can't think of any. None are springing to mind right now.
What was the question?
Okay, this one's just for Luke, and we're not allowed to answer it, but what is your favorite game-related conference in Australia?
Oh.
I mean, twist my arm, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to say PAX Australia. I can't imagine why. Look, the logo came up just as I said that. That's good timing.
This
one, right here!
And on that note, everybody, this has been episode 50. Wait, I'm not done.
There was one question in the chat that I wanted to get to briefly.
Oh, well, Matty, okay, sorry, Matt, go.
Well, I'm surprised you didn't get it because it's been here for a while. Does Perez freak out when somebody
Oh, okay.
Or does he always have a backup?
I meant to avoid
organized? That. No, I want to know. Do you freak out?
I do. I honestly freak out because as soon as something in my week doesn't go right, I'm like, fuck. But luckily we got awesome community and people are happy to come on the podcast. So when I asked Luke, Luke was more than happy to come on. And I've rarely, not to toot my own horn, I've rarely had anyone say no. So I do freak out a little bit, and we don't actually have a back catalogue. So for those that don't know, I actually have probably 2 to 3 months of scheduled guests on the show, which is kind of a downfall because obviously I'm always like let them know, but now we're kind of taking a step back from that.
That schedule never stays.
That schedule never stays. Sadly, it never stays because obviously things happen. Like we had Argus that was supposed to come on this. Argus come on this week, but Argus said he's been sick in bed for 2 weeks. And it was 2 days, and he didn't feel like he'd be up to it. So that's it. And yeah, like I don't like get annoyed. I freak out. I'm like, oh no, God, because I've got a day job, but also try to make sure that this is professional. I don't want it to look like I'm falling on my ass. I haven't got any guests, but. It's a great community out there, and there's a lot of talented people to talk to. So,
it's good. It's good. Quick question for Luke: are you upset that you've never guest?
Cut out.
You cut out. What was the?
I'm sorry. Are you now slightly upset that you've been referred to as the backup guest?
No, because apparently you guys got Mark Ruffalo on this podcast. So.
It did work out very well.
Oh.
I'm always happy to fill any hole you want to offer me.
Excellent. We'll
rename you Fisto, and that'll be that.
Put you in the fellow list. All right. So once again, guys, this has been episode 57 of the Game Bro podcast. I'd like to thank everybody for listening and watching on the live stream, and our special guest, Luke.
Thank you for having me.
Mr. Mark Ruffalo.
Mr. Mark Ruffalo. You would not like him when he's angry or when his shirt's off.
Hey, no. Plenty of people like me when my shirt's off.
All right, so before we go out, can you let everybody know where they can find you in any of your works?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at LG Lancaster. You can find me on Webtoons. Just search for The Bad Guys webcomic. And you can see me at PAX Australia.
Boom. All right. Mr. Matty Mouse.
You can find me on the internet at Mr. Matty Mouse on all of the things. MRMATTYMOUSE. Probably playing Fallout on Twitch. Is probably more than likely where you'll find me in the coming weeks, months. God knows how long that's going to fucking continue on for. But yeah, that's where you find me. Also, you'll usually find me. Pez.
You cut out again. Sorry, what's that?
No, I said you'll usually find me sitting in this incredibly comfortable chair.
Yeah, it's an excellent set. You can find me at Pez_bro pretty much everywhere else, and at YouGame Bro podcast. Also, I'd like to thank our partners of the podcast, AK Racing. Excellent. We called them Chair Jordans of the chair industry.
They are Chair Jordans.
Chair Jordans, they are that comfortable. But you
also,
can go
I think you'll find they're called AK Racing.
AK Racing. You can go on to akracing.com and any product in their fine store. Use the code YGB, you take 5% off your purchase. And that 5% actually goes to helping make our podcast go great and go good. We get a little
helping us buy actual Air Jordans. That's where it goes. Directly. Getting those mining McFlies. That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting. Podcast money.
Once again, thank you, AK Racing, and thank you everybody. And yes, I will be doing more Bushy runs this week. Matty will be doing more Fallout. And yes, PAX is still happening. Is that correct? Yeah, there will be a PAX. So
Christ, I hope so.
No, I hope so. I start Monday. Right, yeah, guys. Thanks for listening. See you later. Bye. Okay, now we're in the post show.
That's the first item on Monday. Right, so you have to break it to them that there's no PAX this year. Fuck! Like, damn it!
Oh, shit. We hired a new guy. We didn't even get the contract.
I signed shit. I've got a job. It's cool.
Jinx, good luck.
So what I'll get. So for those that are still watching the live stream, a few of you actually liked what I did last week. There's a few things I didn't show. I'm going to show you how I edit the podcast again because some of you seem to enjoy it, some of you's missed it. After that, I will send you to the ASM, and so just bear with me. We're just going to talk amongst ourselves. All right, okay. Just joking. All right, Luke. So if you want to send me anything, you want me to any links and that you want me to put in the description.
Yeah, absolutely.
Send them to me on Facebook.
Flick them to you right now.
The podcast will be out at. It'll be out. I'll be honest. It'll be out in 2 hours. I'm going to edit it tonight, and it will be out publicly at 8 in the morning. So feel free to share it. Tell your next door neighbor and your friends, and all that stuff. And PAX is on the week of your birthday. Well, Vamp, you should definitely come to Australia and check it out. It's great.
You should. It's going to be a good show.
It has to be a good show now. Luke's job literally depends on it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's already sold out, man. I'm doing great this year.
I haven't imported tickets yet.
What an impact you've had already. Just the announcement of you working on it. Sell it out.
I haven't even got... Matty, have you got a hotel or anything yet, or are you waiting?
Nope.
You want a bunker?
I don't plan things in advance. What kind of silly... Actually, I do know where I'm staying. I think
that's how someone wound up slipping in Footscray.
Actually, I do know where I'm staying. I have friends in Melbourne that put me up for it. So I actually know exactly where I'm staying. I take it back.
Right.
I take it back. I'm a lying ass liar full of lies.
I'm gonna ask a few people. Yeah, I gotta find.
I don't know when I'm getting there yet because I still don't know if I'm going to TwitchCon first, which is literally the weekend before, or if I'm not going to TwitchCon, then I'll be there earlier in the week to do all of.
Man,
like
if you
GCAP
don't come to PAX this year, we're not friends anymore. You were out of the D&D campaign.
Oh no, I'm coming to PAX, but I don't know whether I get in. Like, if I've come from the US, then I think I get in on like the Wednesday or Thursday. If I come, yeah. Otherwise, I'll be there from Monday to do cap and like all of Games Week. Cool. So I'm just trying to figure out like how much of that week I'm experiencing. Also, how jet lagged I'll be because I can't wait to do like. If my lineup really looks like EB Expo 1 week off, then straight to TwitchCon, then immediately straight to Melbourne for PAX, oh my god, I will look like rat shit by PAX. Like, I will be a mess of just Bloody Marys probably by